Welcome to the 23rd episode of Call of the Netherdeep. I'm the Dungeon Master Jasilionis. Now throw it to the players to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Hunter, and today I am continuing on playing Morgen Megen.
I'm Aaron, and I'm back to the gunslinger fighter Mox.
My name is Matt. I am the person speaking now, and I'll be playing Saeryn Conundrum, also known as Arlo Morningwood.
And I am Ray. I'm playing Ludo, the paladin seeking redemption.
And we continue back our session. At the end of the last one, the party had finished plunging into the heart of the Betrayer's Rise, finding a winding tunnel piercing into the heart of a volcano where they came across a river of lava and a sleeping Balor. Easy enough, still checks to, sneak on by with some stealth. Just a party skill check, no problem, right? Heavy plate armor and a greedy NPC said otherwise, as Aloysia attempted to mage hand over some of this red crystal rock, and they had, among other noises, woken up the Balor. Quick battle ensued, with the team realizing quickly they must flee. Ludo rushed out over the lava with spectral wings bursting forth, and attacked and got a little bit of that red crystal, red Crtiical Role. That he recalled the Genasi blacksmith talking about long ago. Everyone else quickly made their way with Aloysia blinking in and out, Morgen teleporting, and Mox standing ground and providing cover fire, and escaping the lava lashed whip of the Balor, and all of them being able to head out the tunnel and around the corner. And with that, they came to the heart of the Betrayer's Rise, the Crystal Crater, where they had discovered the other rival team party sitting there, all passed out, the Jewel 3 prayers on top of a altar. And it seemed that they had been seeing out that scene that had played when they had first entered the Betrayer's Rise themselves, and in it, the spectral figure Elixion pleading for help. Shows the scene where he got destroyed, killed by the Barlgura demons, and then re-risen by Vanda, the Changebringer's light. And then attempting to seal the rift down here with all the other demons being temporarily banished. That scene cuts away with the Torog, the crawling king, cutting in and seeming to taunt the hero, and whoever would be watching this scene play out. He begs for help amidst the sunken ruins underwater somewhere, tethered by crimson chains. And then another battle ensued with some Sorrowsorn surrounding the rival party. Megen rushed in, grabbed the jewel for herself. As the other team got woken up, Io immediately in a rage started attacking everyone, while cooler heads tried to calm the situation. But alas, after a few rounds of what seemed to be quick combat breaking out, Aloysia said, "No, I cast Scroll of Earthquake," and dropped the Crystal Crater on top of the other party, vamping everyone else away with the teleportation tablet, and then the very next turn after her readied action. And with that, the team whisked away to the town of Ank'Harel on the continent of Marquette in the Rumedan Desert, as the teleportation energy fades around them and they look around and see themselves in this new cityscape, for some familiar. Before they had departed, the cooler heads Max shot her multiple times. Amazing update. Gulsariad was trying to cool out for a second.
Yeah.
But the party had get out of there with Saeryn capturing some ruidium breaking off a chain, and also seeming to capture a living lightning bolt inside a fire elemental gem of the red Crtiical. And we'll see what happens with all of that as the magical...
A wild statement. He catches a lightning person inside a fire gem. Sorry.
Yep. That's D&D, baby. They asked questions. They said, let's make a roll for it. He rolled a natural 19, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, he got that.
You cannot talk to me or my lightning son ever again.
And with that, as the energy fades of that teleportation magic, and Alicia smirks and says, "Welcome to Ank'Harel." I'll throw it to y'all.
That's a change in scenery.
Yeah.
The music fits as well. I think, I mean, Saeryn, I don't think he knows exactly where he is at this point, right?
Okay. Yeah, because pretty much y'all just know desert. You're looking around. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Ank'Harel specifically. The cerulean palace, the glittering tower tops of the blue spires, and covered with like lahuli, just like glittering. It's very, very beautiful. But the where you're at, and it's like seems like a bizarre district almost. You see like small shops, squat red brick buildings, and the heat is definitely coming down in full force. Let's just say we know you're not in Wildmount anymore.
Mox, at this point, you see him looking around all the people. He has his small crossbow on his back. He slings it forward, and you see him snapping his gun back into it and concealing it back to where it goes, where when he's not, when he's around a lot of people, just sort of looking around, trying to get still on high alert, but trying to get the lay of where they're at, and like staring around and trying to figure out what just happened.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty beat up. Do you guys think that maybe we could go into town and find some place to rest?
Where are we? Ooh, that's not even it. Where are we even at this point in time? Where did you take us, Alicia?
We are in Ank'Harel. It's an ent of Marquette.
So why did you choose Ank'Harel?
She looks down and you see it's like a broken tablet, like in her hand, and those like practiced in Arcana would know, like this is a teleportation tablet. She says, "Well, it really only had one destination, and why not go back home and report the mission a success?"
Oh, this is home.
This is where it all began.
Well, how about a tour to the nearest, safest rest spot?
Yeah, to put it lightly, you all look like shit.
I look like I feel.
I know some back alleys do not draw too much attention, but and she sweeps her eye around, and like compared to like you seem to be in a district of an area, like there's a small section of the town where like the bazaar, where it's like a little bit more open air, and like the buildings like nearby are like way shorter and not as tall until they get to like the walls off into the distance. And so like this district area would be like Bazazan itself would fit in this one section of a fraction of the city that you see like sprawling out around you. Like this is going out miles in every direction.
So we're already actually in.
Yeah, you're like in the middle of it. Yeah, like you look around, there's a teleportation circle on a rooftop of one of these small squat red brick buildings. They're like, fairly nondescript from, your top vantage point. And she says, "Well, it's arriving here. We need to report back to a place. So here, follow me. It's a place called the First Eclipse."
Ludo just shrugs and looks at the rest of the group and, all right.
We've come this far, and I see no way home, so let's go, I suppose.
She says, "Well, I don't think they'll be following us anytime soon." So we have a moment to take our time. And she starts taking you, she leads you through she begins to take you through this bizarre type area. We take you through another map. New area. Unlocked. It seems like the sun is pretty much still high, so this image looks more like sunset, but pretend like it's more blue sky. And she takes you through, and you see like all of the wondrous colors. You're smelling the like every couple corners. There's like street food vendors cooking up various meats and spices and like little pastries and like meat pies and stuff like that. Kebabs. You hear all sorts of like peddlers, and hawkers like crying their wares out and looking for any attention of any passerby. It is a bustling like commercial district, it seems. And she takes you through to a small inn that just has a little small sign on the front that reads the first eclipse. She leads you through the crowded tavern to a wall decorated with old tassed lids. As she takes you in, there's like a bar. When you first walk in, there's like a few smattering of a couple tables. Like this is not a fine establishment, stains on the wooden tables, and there's a few patrons here, but like only a couple maybe. And behind the bar is a blue dragonborn with blue scales, and he just kind of glowers as everyone walks in, and then Aloysia follows in after everyone else, and he seems to like ease up, and she leads you through the tavern to that wall with the old caskets. She wraps her knuckles 3 times on a lid painted with a red crescent moon, causing a little secret door in the wall to open up. And through the opening, you see a private storeroom filled with cabinets and corked bottles of wine and wooden racks. Do you follow?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pretty much.
Does Saeryn recognize this? Actually, no. Better question. Is this the Death's Respite?
No.
Okay.
Actually.
I love he just asked a question like, is this? And we're all like, what did he just add? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. This is gonna be amazing.
He's
Oh,
like,
no, I'm-
never.
In full view of everyone, I'm building backstory as I go. And I have a lot of tabs right now.
Amazing. No, you don't. It's not this one, but you would know the section of the city that would be in. So she takes you in through that back room, and you see that that blue dragonborn kind of looks after everyone, like his eyes following as it goes in, and then it clicks behind y'all. And she says, "All right, this is gonna be a private storeroom." What was that page? And she says, "Let me go get somebody." And she leaves you here for a few minutes. Yeah, it's just like this small little private storeroom. There's a couple cabinets along the walls. There's like one central table with like, we'll say like 5 or 6 seats at it. And then there's a couple corked bottles of wine in the wooden racks.
When she leaves, Mox pulls down, like he probably would have slung the crossbow around his back. But when she leaves, like, I'll be back in a minute, he pulls that thing back out and is like on his side on a hair trigger at this point. Because he's blocked in right now, and there's just a lot of questions at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, what's everyone else doing in these moments?
Ludo, a word, please.
Of course.
I have been doing some thinking, and with everything that we've seen in the Betrayer's Rise, and with your connections to Avandra, I think it'd be fitting that you take the amulet. I have loose connections to Corellon, but I am not a devout follower of his. However, I think you have a more personal connection to the Jewel of Three Prayers. I think it best befitting that you take it.
I would be honored to take it.
And I'd
And
hand it right
Ludo,
over.
I think Ludo would kind of like lean over and kind of like signaling that you can put it over his head.
Yeah, she would definitely like bequeath the amulet over to.
So I think once it goes around Ludo's neck, if nothing significant happens, I think he would just like hold it out from his chest and kind of like look at it before tucking it under his armor safely.
But yeah, it definitely has like a very like that moment of reverence and as much stock and emotion as y'all put in that moment for yourselves. Anyone else? Say Max is getting that weapon ready. Say what's Saeryn going through right now?
Saeryn is attempting to catch his bearings. He hasn't been back here for a while, so he's looking around to see if he can identify exactly like which district he's in at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and make a history check for me. Make that with an advantage. Excellent. Yeah. So when you're walking through, being this bizarre district, you would know that you are in the Suncut Bazaar.
All right, that's pretty much what I figured.
So the inn you were thinking of, the Dead's Respite, you actually think that probably wouldn't be too far from this area if it's in the area that you're thinking of.
Yeah, because Disrespite should be somewhere around this district.
Mm-hmm. Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I think he's like kind of mumbling to himself at this point because I don't think he likes teleportation very much.
Yeah, so he's got Saeryn muttering there.
You seem to know a bit about this place, Saeryn. Is there anything that we should know before delving deeper into these mysteries?
Yeah, if anyone offers you any sand cakes hide, don't do it.
Roger that.
Sandcakes.
Trust me, you'll know it by the smell.
That little shutter memory, the past. Here, let's see. Let's say this bazaar might look a little better closer. Scenes, maps, boom, back and forth, fa fa. Yeah, you see a little chicken walk through around outside, and after a few moments of sitting around and waiting and having your discussions, you see Aloysia does finally come back. With her, she has someone else wearing long red robes, a white-haired elf with eyes that seem to penetrate every creature and object that she looks upon. You see her come walk around, like she has a when she enters the room, she has a big floppy red hat that is it was hanging over the eyes to protect her from the sun, and she seems to regard everyone with haughty disdain as they enter the room, and Aloysia says, "Well, here are the adventurers that helped me in my endeavor. I think it was a pretty successful delve into the Betrayer's Rise, wouldn't you say?" And she gestures over at you, and then her her eyebrow cocks up when she sees that Ludo is now wearing the jewel. And then the white-haired elf says, "Oh, yes. Where is the jewel? Show me it right now, you!" And she points right at Ludo with a long, crooked, pretty much a granny finger. I mean, it's a white-haired elf, so she definitely has a little bit of age already showing.
Yeah, Ludo would. I don't think he would see anything threatening about this elf. Right?
Excellent. Yeah, do you want to make an insight?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, make an insight.
Oh.
Oh, well, it was the first one. It doubled.
Sorry. Sorry. I got excited.
Double pick,
I got
yeah.
excited for the second one.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
so
what?
what are you trying to read from this person exactly?
I guess just seeing if it's safe to pull it out and show, if he feels like she would try to grab it or try to take it.
Nice. So she like definitely like reaches out like expectantly, like as if you'd like hand it over, but you're not getting a read that like you're not getting a sense that like it's just trying to snatch it or anything. Just like that like entitled expectation.
Mm-hmm. I think Ludo would keep it around his neck, but pull it out from under his armor so that she could see it and kind of like extend it out, like between his thumb and forefinger.
She does that. She's like, I'm not gonna snatch it off your neck now, laddie. Now, let me get a good close look at it. Hand it over. You may call me Vril the Moth.
I think Ludo would kind of look around at the rest of the party and see if they react at all, and kind of step forward, not necessarily pulling it off yet, but getting closer so she can see it.
Mox will sort of like look at you, look at that, and just be like, looking at Aloysia, and this is like her superior. Is that the vibe that we're getting? Is this old lady is Aloysia's superior?
Yeah, you can make a insight check as well.
Oh, come on. What are you doing? Roll 20. Okay, fine. Fine.
Rolls twice for me.
Fine.
There.
It actually rolled. And it rolled an actual 16. That's on both counts. That's weird.
Wow.
Sort of looking at what's going on is he'll sort of like look at Ludo and be like, before we do anything like that, there's something I would like to talk, and I think maybe the rest of the team would also. There was a fee, I believe, for getting this amulet and everybody out safely. And since with the 16, would I pull the vibe of between Aloysia and this lady?
Yeah, you kind of get the 16. You see she kind of cocks her head interestedly, and she says, and she looks over at Aloysia, she says, well, how much coin did you promise them then?
Oh, it was about, I think, 3,000 apiece.
Said
which is an absolute lie.
Yeah, I was going to say,
an absolute lie.
You make a full, make a deception.
Yeah, because I don't remember what it was. I know it was not that. I think it was.
I think I'm gonna assist with this by just nodding very vigorously and confidently behind him.
Yeah, so go ahead and make that deception check, straight roll. But Saeryn is definitely nodding very
I
confidently
absolutely
behind
have
you.
proficiency in deception. Yes.
I do not. I have a 13 though.
I'll say Saeryn, you make a deception check as well.
He's not a great.
You see, she kind of. She goes to react. She
I
says,
said some shit, didn't I?
She says 3,000, and then Aloysius says, I believe, then if I did the math correctly, it was maybe about 1,000 per person after it's all said and done. Because I believe she said it was. I gave you all the upfront of 200 so far, and then I owe you another 800. I think was that the math? Was that my notes? It's been a while.
I'm looking right now. It's been a bit.
For the characters, it's been 3 hours. For us, it's been 4 months.
Yeah, I think that was because I think it was
I think that was right.
800. Yep, cash advance after. Yep.
I think it was right, but I was just shooting for the start.
Yeah, so you guys get another 800 each, and then the one says, she's like, well, you promised this, so go ahead and pay them, but you'll take that out of your purse. And you see Aloysia kind of looks very, I would say with that 16 insight, Mox, you definitely see someone wearing so much red, you see that her face gets even a little red too, which is, amazing that that much shade shows up with that much other
Just-
color.
Just sort of look at her and walk by her and just sort of quietly say, "You can't blame me for trying."
She says, don't worry, there'll be plenty of other opportunity for coin in the future. And one thing, Ludo, so do you still keep it around your neck? You see Alicia, she starts, pulls out like a bag, and it appears like she had this bag on her this whole time. She starts digging in and starts pulling out little pouches of coins and stuff like that. And starts counting y'all up 800 gold pieces you can all add into your inventory.
Hooray!
Cool.
I think I know
Yeah,
what's
Ludo
coming
would
next.
keep it. Ludo would keep it around his neck still.
She says, okay, you're gonna make an old lady reach. And then she goes and grabs it up and definitely like pulls to like bend you down a little bit, because I imagine you're definitely like a little taller than her. And she's definitely gonna like force you at that like awkward angle as she's like, my eyes aren't what they used to be. And as you're all looking at it now, before, whenever you saw it around Io's neck, and when Morgen, when you grabbed it off of that altar, it was like that same sleek. It was like a smooth ball almost of like gold with like small etchings on it, like almost like it was like something closed up on itself. Like, so for our terms, it basically looked like a golden snitch. But now, let's see if I can get this to pull up. As you see on your neck, as you take a look at it now, so yeah, so on the top right was kind of what it used to look like. And now it has like an open up, like a few like bladed fans with like sapphire jewels sitting on it. And she is going to sit there and look at it. She says, what? Looks like you got here on Vestige of the Virgins. Looks like it's awakened. How did you come across this?
Well, it's a long story.
And I will say, could roleplay it out, and I could ask, like, how much are you guys going to keep out? Are you going to be like withholding any information? Are you going to be just forthright, giving a full dump? I'll let you consider that as she asks that question. Like, oh, well, speak up.
Oh, I don't know anything. I was with them for like about 2 days. We shot some people. Well, we went through a terrible place with demons, and I shot some people with my crossbow. And yeah, that's how we got here. What happened before that? He sort of just looks back at the rest of the team. And
I think Ludo would just say that they recovered it from the Betrayer's Rise, and just kind of like leave it at that. Not mention the other taking it from the other party.
Mm-hmm.
I see no reason to hide the fact that we grabbed it from another party of adventurers, as Aloysia would probably attest to it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
She says, yeah, you do see Alicia speaks up. She says, yeah, I don't think anyone will be coming after us anytime soon. When I first saw it, it was around the neck of another party, but I came with this team into the Betrayer's Rise. I hired them to delve in and explore the connections that are between here and Bazazan, as our studies and our source had told us. And you see Vril, the moth, the white-haired elf. She says, yes, our colleagues seemed that our information was true, but I notice you do not have Cosette with you. And you see Alicia smirk. She says, yeah, I thought having a drow with me in Bazan would have helped, but she was really of any use. And you see they just kind of like share like a little silent, like a moment between themselves. Speaking of people that you guys don't know about right in front of you. She says, well, and then how are all of you? What was your business in the Betrayer's Rise?
I was part of a mercenary group, and I was told I can make. Ooh, sorry about that. I can make some. I can make some money. Let's make some gold, and I came in through my lifetime with this bunch. And if the gold is still around, I could be of help.
Yeah. And she looks over at Ludo now and she says, a worshipper of the Changebringer, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Well, it does seem that there is a strong connection there. So, I imagine you all have some questions of your own?
I suppose I have a few. What is your interest in this amulet, and how have you come to know about it?
Well, I don't know how much Eloisha has told you. We obviously have to be very careful with our secrets, but you may call us the Consortium of Vermilion Dreams. Our organization's research has turned up fragments of ancient history of a hero called the Apotheon, a legendary figure who is said to have been blessed by Rudis, the moon of ill omen. And she gestures up, to the sky and our organization's interest. Me and the other leaders, you say, we all have very shared interests in the Red Moon and its many stories and lack thereof. What interests you in the Red Moon? She all looks at you.
I've been guided by the Matron of Ravens. It seems that my fate is intertwined with the fate of this amulet here. I don't know exactly to what extent, but the Apotheon does intrigue me. What do you know of him?
Much. We found some records here in there is a expedition. There's a organization that has been doing expeditions in a sunken ruins discovered beneath the city. And they have come across recordings of this warrior, but there is no mention of other in history at all. And then we found other records when we had our scholars throughout the land find mention of him, a hero blessed by the Red Moon in Bazazan, and that is why we sent our researchers there. And it seems the depictions we have found, he has an amulet, this jewel. Then she kind of gestures as she's still holding it in her hand, and then she kind of finally lets go of it to let you stand back up, Ludo. She says he was wearing that around his neck.
Yeah, Ludo's still gripping it too, and he's just looking at it. These sunken ruins, have they been fully explored by your team?
We do not have access to this, and as you see Eloisha butts in, she says, we've had a little bit of help getting as much research and information out of there as we can, but that is led by this a group that they call themselves the Allegiance of Allsight. For a quick, not necessary check, since it's only been literally a couple days for you guys in Tardy, that is the organization that Professor Ulix Prosoff, that is the group that he said he worked for.
Prolapse.
Yeah, Mike, I have to say his name very carefully. And you see that they are very the allegiance. They are very withholding of their information and research. They want all the glory for themselves.
With our dealings with someone from that organization, I think I can attest that to be true.
And you see Alicia snorch. She says, "That man really was a blowhard." And yeah, you see the lady, the moth, Rail. She asks, says, "Well, I believe that we might have work for you yet. You must understand, trust must be earned. You need to make sure that you don't just let anyone rise up in the ranks. So, if you excuse me," she stands up. She says, "I will let Alicia get you situated in the city, and we'll reach out in a few days. No need to tell us where you end up staying. We will find you."
Ominous.
Okay.
I look forward to working with you.
And she nods to Alicia on her way out. She says, "Very well. Much to report." She heads out, and Alicia... yeah, anyone who wants can make an insight check.
Yes, please.
Can I make another?
Yeah.
I got an 18.
Ooh, that's a lot better than what I get before, like a 9.
Nice.
1-to-1.
So yeah, all of you but Saeryn, I'll say, you definitely, it is almost like a nice, like, actually, 1 second. Eh. It's like, okay, actually, I need to look up a stat bar.
Well, he just randomly rolls like, I should probably pull the stat block up for this character.
It's like, oh, that's actually close.
So,
No, but it's definitely like that breath of like, whew, that definitely could have gone worse. But I'll say Morgan, you get that like right on the edge, but Ludo and Max, you definitely read that.
noting.
I think
Mox-
Sarah's too focused on the considering what she just said about the allegiance.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is like exactly with Saeryn, more eyes inward at the moment, I imagine.
Mox is clocking. There is someone that this woman that seems so confident. There is someone that she finds intimidating. He sort of clocks that and like keeps that sort of in his pocket a little bit.
Yeah, no, fair. It's that predator establishing the hierarchy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, and Alicia says, "Well, I believe I should hand you some maps." And she says, she starts rooting around some drawers real quick, and she says, "I believe help maintain the facade of things. We might have some brochures here for you." And she will hand you all a few things. First off, you will show to everyone. Show to players. The Jewel of Hope, Ank'Harel. You are like one of those city squadron like blocks. You're on like one of those buildings in the city. I can let you know exactly where you are.
You were somewhere in a building.
Yeah.
Go.
You are in a maze of a metropolis in the middle of a desert. And I will say, especially Saeryn, you would know all this off the top of your head. The leader of Ank'Harel is Jaman Sa'ord, who helped found the city over 400 years ago and has ruled it ever since. Depending on which supposition one subscribes to, Jaman is either some archfey from the Feywild, a demigod in the skies, multiple individuals pretending to be a single entity over time. Who knows? He is rarely seen in public, and it is extremely difficult to gain audience with them. Because of that nature, yeah.
I think he's from the Fey realm. I just like the idea of one of us ruling the city, you know?
Exactly. The laws are based on the Code of Ord. Theft, exploitation, murder are the worst crimes, punishments for which range from life in prison to permanent exile from the city. Laws are enforced by the hands of Ord, the city guard. Offenses for which culpability is in question or that involve particularly heinous crimes, they are ruled on by the judges in the Cerulean Palace, and in some cases by Jaman Sa'ord himself. Religious worship of all the prime deities is welcome. Worship of betrayer gods, when such activity is discovered, is punished on a case-by-case basis, depending on the nature of reverence. And for forbidden iconography is typically sentenced, but can be, more severe. There are 8 districts in the city: the Alluvium District, the Circlet Walk, the Guided District, the Ridge, the River District, the Sand Herald District, Sigil, and you are in the Suncut Bazaar. As she hands you that map, she says, I think this might make the information a little easier to consume. And she hands you some brochures. So these were made on the Reddit for Call of the Netherdeep. Some people made these up using the lovely assets within the book. She says, the brief history, there you are, of Ank'Harel. There are
amazing
lists of the lodgings and accommodations, and she says, oh yes, our local colloquialism, be pleased. And so you see a range of different inns that you can stay at by the rating, starting from wretched, poor, squalid, going up to luxurious. The second brochure she shows you all, there's different points of interest. There's the Bowl of Judgment in the Northern Santoral District. Here, warriors are made into legends. Weekly sporting events, and don't miss the annual Grand Tournament, she says. I believe we're in lucky time. That might be coming up in the next few weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh.
She says, there is the Indala Skyport. See magic and technology intersect. In Skyskip Travel, the terminal is famous for its mosaic depicting glowing dots moving across the surface of Exandria, representing each skyship that they are currently know of in flight. There is shopping and casinos in the open air market of the Suncut Bazaar, and hundreds of tents and stands and nearby casinos offer a break from the sun if you're feeling lucky. The steam gardens relax at the most luxurious arboretum and bathhouse. Water from the canals is fed directly into the garden's magically fueled hot springs, which bubble as they release massaging jets of water. There's the Cerulean Palace, huge blue spires that reflect the sun's light, and the ornate exterior dazzles with glittering designs of lapis lazuli, turquoise, and brass. Only official business warrants entry inside. The Alluvium District is named for the rich clay mined in the bordering cliffs. This area is a mixture of dense residential sections, sites of clay strip mining, and spacious plazas used for performances and artisan markets. The Circlet Walk, primarily residential, and taverns, places of commerce, so packed with buildings. You can usually travel by hopping from rooftop to rooftop. There is a quality dyed fabric. The Step Aside is a local favorite inn and tavern. The Guided District has the temples of the prime deities with a blessing well called a holy site. Morgen, you would pique your interest at the crossings of Eventide and Necropolis. You would know here in Marquette, the Raven Queen is known as the Musk Raven. And then there is also the Temple of the Mentor, where the Library of the Cobalt Soul lives. But wait, there's more. Third,
Oh my gosh.
by almost the end of the brochure, the Ridge Sunfire Sword Smithy, sitting atop one of the city's 3 plateaus. The Ridge is Ank'Harel's industrial district. There is skyship maintenance, imported goods. The River District, permeated by smell of wet earth. Most of the farming is done there. There's Old Man Crook's Bakery, the Life Dome, where the arcane water management controls all of the city's water resources, and of course, the Steam Gardens Bathhouse. You've already heard of the Herald. And then in the Sigil, there are the universities, the Crystal Chateau, which is the home of the Allegiance of Allsight, Alicia explains. The expedition site of the Maw of the Kael'Maro. There is a public library and the Terrace Schoolhouse University for sorcerers, wizards, warlocks. And then the Suncut Bazaar has all sorts of places. The Bone Oddity for oddities and exceptionalities. The First Clips Tavern. The Golden Chip Casino. The Lux Run, which is a world-renowned casino. And the Mystic Pursuits, reading and arcane components.
Oh, you guys, I think I'm on the fence.
Well, don't be. There's a coupon.
Buy 2 pastries, get 1 free at Old Man Crook's Bakery.
Oh, hey, yeah, coupon for Old Man Crooks. Great.
Is that not a good thing?
I'm not saying we don't go there. I'm just saying that maybe you go there.
I would be more than happy to go there.
Alicia speaks up. She's like, the custard's not really good. The Carmo's usually burnt and bitter.
It's because he's not as good of a baker.
Does he make anything well?
Yeah,
I
a
think.
couple things.
Does Sarah need to make a deception check?
I think that's up to the DM at this point.
I think I can confidently say that Saeryn has probably not had a good time eating any of the food there, and probably doesn't like going there if he has to.
That is pretty honest.
Ludo's stomach growls. Well, regardless, I'm hungry and beat up. I need some food and a rest.
Mhm.
So where would you recommend, since you seem to have some knowledge of this area, Saeryn? Or Aloysia, if you have any recommendations.
And she looks over at Sarah and she says, "Yeah, what are your recommendations?"
Dance or Sploits is fine with me. Might want to avoid Lux Run for right now.
She says, "Yeah, you probably don't want to go lose your money."
Lose.
And she just
They
gives a
don't
little
kick
chuckle.
you out if you're losing, Aloysia.
Ah, that makes sense to me. And here, just to help with some people, maybe get a full map up for y'all to look onto to get a good visual of the city and the districts. So let me move y'all over. So, yeah.
Yeah, this city's huge.
Yeah. So in the Suncut Bazaar, you're like, that's a 10-minute walk in every direction around you. That one point where I'm clicking. It's a big place. Thank you for whoever's map that they made this all up with, even though it's straight out of the book with just the Critical Role logo slapped on top of it.
Deven Rue, Mistress of Maps. Huh.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you didn't do anything to this.
Thank you for making this completely just gonna call you out now.
I'm just, like, I don't know, I had this downloaded, but I'm like, wait, I can just grab this from the book. I thought this was that one. That's funny. Yeah, that's one of the shops.
Official map of Ank'Harel by Deven Rue from Critical Role Call of the Netherdeep. is what it says on the Critical Role wiki with the map.
Oh.
Nice.
So someone added that watermark, but I think that might be the only change.
Yeah, that's funny. No, good for him. But like the actual like map maker, I mean.
Apparently, Deven Rue is the official cartographer, so that's fun.
I wish I had that fucking job. Shit.
That'd be
I'm
great.
jealous. But yeah, so she says, well, depending on how much you're trying to spend, and it could take you down to some of the various lodgings, get yourself set up for the night. And she takes you back out into the other room where you see the little blue dragonborn. He's a pretty big person, like, good like 6-something feet tall, and he's just kind of glowering at everyone. And he says, Aloysia, who are these new recruits? And she says, yes, why don't everyone introduce yourselves? This is our beloved bartender, Saltrak Runestrider. And he says, Saltrak is fine.
Hi, Saltrek. I'm Ludo. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
And he says, a religious type.
Aye.
Well, you gotta live with them, I guess.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Soltrak. I am Morgen Megen. Be pleased.
Be pleased. He kind of chuckles back at you.
Mox, what do you got to drink?
Ale.
That's it. Just ale. Oh, any kind? Just ale.
Just ale. Or it's a set track.
Be happy
yes.
it's it's ale. Not everyone plays has it.
Yep.
Eccentric. Name's Arlo.
Set track. He's going to make a check. He says, Arlo, hope you like plain ale. Slides you over a glass.
What is it?
I just hand you over like a glass of just bad ale.
Warm piss water, my favorite. Just drink it.
Be pleased.
Be please. Refreshing.
Love it. And she says, all right, once you're all finished, go find a place to stay and wait for a letter.
What do you recommend?
Anywhere in the hands of Ordar tickets.
It's wise.
Not very helpful, but okay. Never been in this city before.
Well, I think you got some coin in recently, so you can go stay at one of the casinos for all I care.
Yeah, Mox, I think you and I both know how to avoid, officers of the law. So let's just do that and pick a little inn based on where we don't see a whole bunch of them.
Well, it's probably the best bet.
Yeah.
Is there anybody around here, the soul trucks, that's looking for work? Maybe a kind of look like a wink and a nod, like a handyman type of work.
It's a big city, always something. There's the Monster Hunters Guild somewhere in the Tangle. They're always looking for something. Any sort of contracts. Scar Bears might always be looking for work.
The Monster Hunter sort of perks him a little bit. He says in the Silgil, is that what it was? Which district was that?
That one would probably be in the Sigil district.
No, Sigil. Sorry. Okay. Well, that sounds monster hunting. That sounds kind of like fun. And who are the Scarbearers?
Mercenaries, more or less.
Very interesting. Thank
They're
you.
like you, but bearing scars.
Yeah, I got. Well, you see, there is like a scar down like his eye. He's like, but bearing scars. He looks like he's beat up a lot, too. Oh, excellent.
Our bears might be helping organize the upcoming tournament in the Bowl of Judgment.
These are all wild statements. The Bowl of Judgment, Scarbearers. Just amazing.
I mean, the place is called the Cerulean Palace, and it's up near the Sand Herald District. It's a whole bunch of names. You're not going to remember half of them.
No, absolutely not.
Jaman Saor surely does like their titles. Be pleased.
Yeah,
Now
be
leave
pleased,
me
yeah.
alone. Let me get back. And he gestures around too. Like the tavern's kind of filling up. You see, there's kind of a good regular business. It's not, a complete like front.
Yeah.
Not a complete front.
Yeah, complete, yeah.
Hey, there's some business on the front. Party in the back.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Episode title.
This is a mullet.
Mullet of the desert.
Is Ank'Harel the mullet of Marquette?
Mullet of the desert. Mullet of Marquette.
Oh man, if this is the only episode someone from Critical Role actually watches, I'm okay with it.
Unless it's Deven Rue.
I actually hope Deven Rue does watch this one and be like, man, what did I do to these guys?
That's why I felt it was very important that I bring up the official cartographer status of Deven Rue.
Well, that's funny because that's why I'm
when you
like,
post this, I am tagging Deven Rue and
no,
shooting this out.
they're gonna be so mad. Because like I never used it before because like I had it in a bunch of maps. So I'm like, wait, why does someone just like put a bunch of like watermarks over like exact one out of the book? Like what? And that's why I never wanted to use it. I'm like, I don't know who that person is, but no, I got it off the wiki. That's funny.
If you don't mind following me, I can probably get us over to the Ditzer Spite. Unless they changed a whole bunch of stuff since the last year.
Yeah, I was saying, that track's kind of.
Besides, Marks, if you want to talk to some of the Scar Bears, Ditzer Spite's probably the best place to do it.
Yeah, that's fine at this point. I'm here. I might as well try to make some more cash, more gold at this point.
Ludo, Morgen, anything you in particular want to see in the city while we're waiting for these letters?
Not in particular, but I am interested in what was it called? The Bowl of Judgment. Combat tournament arena. But I definitely need a rest first.
We'll have to check the date on that one.
Yes.
How about you, Morgen? Anything in the brochure, flutter your wings?
I do think that the necropolis sounds interesting to visit at some point, but it's not a high priority. Just something I'd like to see.
Super duper. Necropolis. Great.
Most Morgan thing.
Eventually, at some point, I want to cash in my coupon at Old Man Crooks, regardless of what you say.
Yeah. That's, yeah. Who knows? Maybe you'll love it.
2 pastries, buy 2 get 1 free. How can you beat that?
Stealing, usually. But other than that, let's go to Ditzer Spite.
His name is Old Man Crooks. I mean, I don't think you understand. Do you understand what that means? Crooks?
3 for the price of 2.
Okay.
Sounds like
Yeah.
we're stealing from him.
Oh, I'm sure it's a deal.
Ludo, you don't mean to tell me you've never had the 5-finger discount?
I can't say that I have.
In my heart of hearts,
Wow.
I want to believe that Morgan, as a teenager, shoplifted a lot.
I've had my
I
days.
think actually Ludo might kind of catch on to the guys or you guys are talking about you guys are kind of using like some I don't know.
I think Ludo's he's like, I think I finally figured out Thieves' Camp.
Finally figured it out. But he's kind of trying to like play it off cool, like, oh yeah, I've used a 5-finger coupon before.
It's like a glove. When Saeryn says that she's used a 5-finger discount before, I think he starts to open his mouth to say something about stealing during the during the cataclysm, and then just shuts up immediately during the calamity. He's like, no, don't make her mad.
Yeah. Amazing. And then, yeah, you all start heading out, making your way through the streets of Ank'Harel. They're busy, crowded. To cut back to that bizarre scene, I'll say you guys, at this point, feel free to take a short rest while you were sitting around having that conversation with everyone. But I will say you guys are definitely borderline getting close to exhausted. As you make your way through down to the Suncut Bazaar, is there any business or conversations y'all have along the way?
Might want to take things a bit tight to the chest until we get to a room. A lot of people listening.
You're walking through the streets, and it's throngs and crowds of people. They're crowded. The senses are just overwhelming as you hear like all the shouting, children crying out and playing and running around between everyone's feet. You see an occasional like pack animal and like larger beasts, like large chitinous creatures. At one point, you see a little like throng, like a group of like 3 thrycreen, like insectoid with like multiple arms that like definitely stick out, but wearing like a natural like wrapped heavy like desert cloak basically, as they weave their way and make clicking sounds as they go through the crowd. And it is a wild city. You can get lost. You can find literally anything you want.
Going through, can I do a perception check? I'm looking for, like, as we're walking through this major area, I'm looking for anything that's, I know from the brochure there is a smithy, but then he's going to also be looking for if there's any black powder style salesman or anything that he notices around that, like that sort of way.
So yeah, you're just trying to do like a cursory glance. Okay.
Just a cursory glance as we're going through, just sort of looking around.
Yeah.
And seeing, because he needs to reload up on a few things.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, check. Cause like that would definitely be more dedicated, time worthy. There's not gonna you don't see like anyone on the immediate road paths. Yeah, like no one's posting up with black powder on a street corner.
It's a very specific look to it. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, but like you definitely get the feeling, like the sense of like, okay, yeah, there is something there, but not anything on the brochure, but you do feel,
maybe
without even the perception, it would have been, you feel like, hey, if you, looking at like the blacksmith and stuff like that would probably help start pointing you in the right direction.
Okay, that's fine.
With that 21 perception, though, I will say at one point you hear, someone out on the corner, like a little passing, like a little goblin and an elf, and it's just like, you got the spice? You spice? And then you hear a deeper voice, just like, yeah, I work for the meat man, follow me. And then they go down around the corner.
Damn it, Jack.
Meat and spices.
Let's
Ludo, no.
Damn it. Good as Saeryn. It would be like a Saeryn at this point and be like, so oh man, I'm gonna have to roll one more check because I'm gonna have to do it because.
Oh yeah, what are you rolling for?
What's going up? I'm gonna see if I understand what spice means. It was a very shady area. I've never been to this part of the world, so I'm like throwing a history out there to see if anything like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you could probably
Go
try
ahead.
and do a history for that then, yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna
Just
be
so,
a
yeah, you
history.
don't, yeah.
Because
Help dictate the roll.
18. Like, I know what that means, or Aaron knows what that means, but let's see if Mox understands what the spice actually is.
Yeah, the 18 history, do you remember was like a weird thing that like in the aftermath of the like the revolution in Whitestone and stuff like that, there's just like the kids would like run around and just like, you spice, and just like yell that as like and like giggle at each other and run around, and then eventually some of the higher ups officers are like, oh no, that's you feel like it's definitely like a reference to something illicit.
Yeah. I understand it is an illicit substance.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Now, because I will say, personally, like, that'd be up to if Mox has ever been, like, if he's full straight lace or, has had any.
He's a drinker. He is not doesn't do anything like that, but he is the...
basically, if you have, like, criminal elements, yeah.
No, not like that. It's more like the PTSD militant drinking than, like, the illicit drugs style of it. So,
Makes sense.
he knows of it, but doesn't touch it. And he's more of an old military worn man at this point. So he drinks a bit but doesn't do any drugs.
Yeah. And I'll say definitely, all the tabaxi fur and this heat, very big shift on that military coat that you're wearing, first of all, in the desert.
Yeah,
and
it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. Looking for something to cool himself down that wasn't that piss water.
Yeah. You do see there's nearby person just like on the corner and just like smelling just like watermelon, mango. It's like a shaved ice with like bits of like coconut and like a few other like local like fruits and like a nice little drizzle of something sweet on top of it. And they're selling those just like, for a silver, they think you could cool off.
He just walks over and just sort of nods and like hands the silver over.
Be pleased.
He awkwardly doesn't understand. Like, he knows what that means, but he's just like, that's it. Like,
Ludo follows him over and gets 2 of them.
Yeah, anyone 1 silver per shaved
fisting.
ice? It's pretty good.
I'm gonna do some transactions here of silver to gold pieces. I believe it's
Arlo, Morgen,
love-
these things are delicious.
I love the idea of you breaking a gold piece so you can buy some shaved ice with syrup on it.
that's what he did. That's what he did. He
I might have
broke a
to try
gold
some.
piece. He didn't even offer anybody else. He bought himself one.
Oh no.
It's some of the best shaved ice you've ever had. It's amazing, actually.
He took a bite of it and he's like thinking of it and he's holding on to it a little bit, hoping that we can get to wherever we're going to stay because he's going to pour alcohol on top of this.
Yeah. So basically, also put it this way: you just came from Bazathan and the Jorhas Waste into the Crystal Crater through Betrayer's Rise, where you just dodged an earthquake. So yeah, this shaved ice is pretty probably the best thing any of you have ever tasted.
I think after the first one and Ludo's sitting there and he's like looking at the other two, he's like, oh, and he looks at who, like, you bought 2, Ludo. Oh,
Yeah.
So Mox will throw another gold piece and hand it to whoever doesn't have one. He goes, you need to try this. It's phenomenal.
All right, fine. Shaved ice. I think he'd shaved ice here before. How good could it be? And buys one.
No, he Mox got one for you and just handed one to you at this point.
Oh, this is. What did they make this out of?
Ice. And sugar.
Mox, my man, nothing gets pissed you.
No.
You mentioned you wanted to savor it. You wanted to get to where we're going, and then you were gonna enjoy it while we got to the tavern.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking this would be very good with something on top that has a little more of a punch to it.
Makes sense. Hold on, let me see that here. And he does a little hand gesture, and uses control water to freeze your ice, your shaved ice for an hour.
A block. Oh, great.
Whoa.
Oh, amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, so it's they let you know the dish is halu. It's southwestern Marquesian, consists of shaved ice and sweet milk topped with jackfruit or karak, coconut strips, and sweet purple yam. And it is delicious. And you all continue making your way out down through the streets, enjoying the ice. Feel free to buy as much as you want. I will say, as you get down a couple blocks, what is everyone's passive perceptions?
15 for Mox.
10 for.
That is 17 for Morgan.
All right. Morgan, you'll be the only one that notices. After like the second or third turn, as you're kind of following the map and Saeryn's instructions, you notice after the third turn you are being followed as a group.
Why is it that anytime we get anywhere new, we're always being followed?
Do you say it loud enough for everybody to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Mox turns and at that point when she says that, Mox will sort of stop, let them get ahead of him, and he'll spin and shoot and crossbow bolt to the ground in front of whoever is behind us.
So Morgan says that, and you go to stop, and as soon as you spin around, you have that crossbow bolt, and you're about to pull and shoot at the ground. Mm-hmm. That is when Arlo, you feel the slight of a dagger pressed to your back, but not puncturing yet, and you just hear in your ear, "Arlo Morningwood, you wily bastard! Never thought I'd see you again." And that is the voice of your old tabaxi friend, Theo.
Okay,
And he whispers in your ear, he says, "It is I, Theo." And he spins you around, and you are looking up. It is like so that you all now see, because like as you pull that crossbow, like you felt like that you're being followed, and then like in an instant, only a tabaxi can move that fast. They were there right there on Arl, and they spin him around, and it is a 6 foot and a half tall tabaxi, easily like 250, 300 pounds. Big, wide belly, orange striped with like a little flickering tail, large whiskers. He is just wearing like nondescript, just like, typical like open sleeve, like tunic vest and like the large like swishy pants. But yeah, you guys did not hear him come up at all, except until Morgan said anything. And he says, "Come here, you bastard!" And he goes and gives you a big hug, Arlo. And it's going to take me so long to get the accent down.
My joke didn't work. I tried hitting the button for a con save.
Dang you, beyond 20.
I take it you know this gentleman.
Yeah, I know him.
Oh, I mean, I'd say, how long has it been since I've seen you here?
It's been probably years. Probably many, many years. I need... Next time, if you're gonna... You need to put me down.
Yeah,
you need to put me down.
Yeah, and he finally puts you down. Like, because, yeah, you saw he's, like, picking you up, or even little satyr legs were kicking off the ground.
First you're about to stab me in the back, and then you're about to crush my back. I need you to pick one.
Oh, no, I just always worried about you. You know, someone's got to watch your back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Someone should probably watch in the back. Kind of look over at Morgan, who clearly knew someone was coming. So, Dio, what are you doing out here in the middle of the street? We're trying to beat the freeze on these hollers.
Oh, yeah, then. You see, I know the way. Let me take you up top. And he showed you, like, a little scrambling, like, up to the rooftops. And, like, it's like, I think I know where he's headed.
Oh, is there a way, any chance any of us are going to be able to follow the tabaxi with a climb speed up to the rooftops?
Yeah, I can. The other tabaxi.
Okay, the other tabaxi can, yeah.
And he sees that, he's like, okay, maybe let's take the streets.
Yeah, and like, Sarah does like a little hop from one leg to the other, like, I'm not getting that high off the ground.
I know how far you can weep.
That's okay, that's true. It's still not high enough to cover ground to building, ground to roof.
Mm-hmm. He's able to start taking you around through, and he says, and he kind of slides back in over to you. He says, like, things were still hot for you for a while around here, but don't worry, it's all been taken care of.
Taken care of?
Say you owe me one, eh?
All right.
He just gives you.
I guess I can buy you a drink.
He says, maybe a couple drinks, and we'll catch up. We'll catch up.
Sounds great. I can't wait to hear how you managed to calm things down.
Yeah, let's go. And he says, heading to the Dead's Westbit.
Yeah, I figured we could get one of my friends over here in touch with the Scorviers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for finding back into old habits.
Hey, I'm just the person putting people in contact with other people this time. I'm not going anywhere near Lux Run.
All right. It's changed man, and he like gestures and like makes like the usual typical big bold statements, always making a scene. It's like, hallelujah, he's a changed man.
I love the fact that this guy's also using my fake name.
Yeah.
Maybe someone he knows.
Yeah, it gives you a little wink and a nod. And you guys keep heading on through. A nice little short jaunt and a walk before the shaved ice melts. Morgan, you got Jacqueline is very, very happy for the shaved ice. It's fucking hot in here.
I figured you might need something to cool you down.
Oh, man. Why is there so much sun?
Oh, yes, we're not in the same place that we once were. It appears we are in, Marquette now.
Cat. Never heard of her.
I've heard of it, but this is my first time being over here.
He looks around, just like, those birds are really big. And you see like a couple of, like deserts, vultures and stuff like that off in the distance, sound like the edges of the city, and, occasional like little small city wildlife going to and from. Think they got a proper spot for you know, going checking in.
We're hoping to find one soon.
They got more of this, and he pecks down more into the ice.
Plenty. I'll get as much as you need.
Makes a couple noises. And yeah, happily digging in. Oh. Raven with some shaved ice. Oh yeah. Any other interests along the way?
I think Ludo would just be looking around, just taking in all the sights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so definitely also in your heavy armor, you're definitely starting to feel that sweat a little bit, you know, that pale ASMR skin under the hot beating sun. I mean, I don't think you've ever, like, would have left the lands of Jorhas, like, your whole life. You know, growing up in the highlands to the south, and then, you know, more lately, you know, been brought up north. And yeah, you're in a whole different new continent, whole new area, climate.
Oh, good thing I'm double fisting these. He's licking back and forth, left, right. Right.
Yeah, and you definitely see like all sorts. You know, there's, you know, just the tabaxi. You see like an occasional like centaur going off in the distance. There's humans, elves, orcs, goblins. You see a lot of like half elf, half goblins. That, you know, the Unia that remind you of the priest of Corellon, Rifois. And so you see there's just tons of different people. You know, see an occasional tiefling even, but even that, like, you as the ASMR pale skin, like all armored up, just carrying 2 things of shaved ice to the town. Like, you guys could not look more like tourists. And as you're walking along, you see Dio speaks up and says, "Well, good thing, you know, I'm walking with you, so I can keep off, wave off some of the ruffians." And you see Saeryn, he like waves off like a little bit of like thieves' cant that says like, "We're good, don't touch," to like some people that you guys didn't even notice trailing like further off behind you now that you got into like the larger crowds. And you're getting the sense that while he's walking with you, you're no longer getting accosted.
Oh, it's nice to have someone watching back, even if you did try to stab me.
Just checking your reflexes.
Fair enough. Next time, I'm not going to give you advice on how to test me. I feel like that's counterproductive.
And laughs. It's just like, yeah, just like old times.
Just like old times.
And sure enough, soon you get your way to the, so you're heading right to the Dad's Respite?
Yeah.
You all make your way. It's a small tavern. Looks a little run down. There's like a couple broken glass windows with doors like, look, at one point it was like kind of missing, but it's kind of like roughly back up on the hinge. Just looks like a normal everyday tavern. And as you walk in, you know, Dio waves off a few people, and you are greeted by the caretaker of the tavern, a tree bonebreaker. You see he lets out like a little, he sees you and lets out a little exhale of flame, like a smoke. And it says, "Hello, Morning. Never thought I'd see your face again.
Yeah, been a long time, Trees.
Long time. Plenty of interest." And then Dia speaks up, says, hey, no, we take that care of. We're all good on that.
Yeah, hope so.
And they see it, and it's just like, what brings you back?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of some other stuff over there as well. But right now, what brings us here is me and my compatriots are looking for a place to settle down for the night.
It's a couple rooms, okay. The old special.
We might have to go with a new special. There's 5 of us.
You see, yeah, he counts up. He's like, for an old friend, and he looks you up and down. Let's call it a gold piece.
I know I should be haggling with you, but honestly, I feel like if I don't get these people in the room, they're gonna fall over. Here you go.
You all
Give him a
look
gold
like
piece.
you could use a rest.
Oh, and also, can you put some like liquor on this guy's icy?
And yeah, let's go more
Actually,
into...
if you just have a bottle, I'll take a bottle of it. I heard some good. Looks at Arla because I heard some good things about. Do you have any sound kegs hide?
Sarah's like crossing in front of his like throat.
Absolutely sees it, but does not care.
He laughs to himself and he says, "You're definitely Taurus," and puts bottle, unmarked, dark, black bottle. You cannot tell the color or viscosity of the liquid inside. And he pulls out.
Saeryn is like, no, trust me.
Yep.
It is 100%. You do not want to open that bottle.
Absolutely.
You don't.
How much?
Let's see how it goes down first.
Hey, no, Treve.
And then he lines up a shot for anyone willing to take one.
Mox will do it.
Anyone else?
I think Ludo would.
This didn't go well last time.
Arlo's not going near this shit.
Morgan is heeding the warnings.
All right, so both of you are taking a drink. Yeah, guys, go ahead, take a. You guys are shooting it back.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm hovering over the con save. Don't worry.
Yeah, now that you're there, yep, definitely going to need con saves from both y'all.
Yep. That's what I'm hovering over it. Oh, come on. Did not roll it.
Ludo, you son of a gun.
Yeah, Ludo. Let's see if this rolls. It doesn't roll. Hold on.
Yeah.
So it's a D20. It's this plus 5. 18 plus 5.
All right.
23?
20. Okay. So, first off, smell similar to vinegar wine with an earthy herbal aroma. There's a pungent acidic taste that burns the tongue and throat, makes both of your tongues and mouths go completely numb. Yeah, you basically just think of like you just left the dentist, and you are, yeah, it's going to be a hard while before you can use the functions of your mouth for a while. It tastes awful. You are immediately both drunk, intoxicated. You are not poisoned, Max. You're fucking wasted. You're not under the poison condition, Max. Ludo, you are.
I think he has the aim of the drink.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you
reading
get-
it only says beer, ale, mead, or wine.
This is technically a wine, I think.
Nope.
Oh no, it's a liquor.
It's
Nope.
it's
That's
a
a problem for you.
poison.
It's a poison.
You just drank poison.
Yeah.
I think, like, Saeryn sees this and just says, Treve, you could at least have explained to them what it is that they're drinking. It's not an ale or a wine.
And he laughs. He's like, I mean, it's harvested from sand kegs, and
I
you
don't even know what
cook
that
it
is.
down, and you have a good night.
I can't feel my mouth.
You missed the important part, which is the extraction.
What is a sand keg? It sounds like do you put the keg in the ground and brew the beer in the keg? In the sand? With the sun?
He just
No?
chuckles a little bit more. Think many legs, chitinous armor, stingers.
What's
About
creature?
yay big, and he holds his arms out and is like, yeah, like holding out for like a creature that's like a 5-foot span.
Oh,
They're like 8 to 9 feet long.
Oh yeah,
That's
they're
terrible.
fucking huge.
Do you have just a bottle of wine?
Bottle of wine it is, and then he says,
Okay.
"Call it up. 5 gold for the shots."
Oh, jeez.
That he's giving you a discount because it was entertaining.
A discounted rate. Oh, that's fantastic. I'll give him the
Friends and family.
gold. Is that including the bottle I just bought?
And you see he kind of leaves up a little bit. He's just like, "You've made my night. Yeah, I'll say. On the house."
Oh, good. Well, I can be entertained.
So, Saeryn, for the sand keg? For the sand kegs? Hide? If the sand keg hides on the house, Saren's gonna faint.
No. he says the wine on the house.
Okay. I think Saeryn just goes into the description. Yeah, it's like an 8 to 9 foot big old multi-leg thing. You hold it down and you just squeeze on its abdomen and just blah 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 everything out into a glass, and then you bottle it up.
See, the way you explained it was don't get to it. I just thought maybe you were lightweight. I didn't think that, it was from a creature.
Well, it's
That'd be
not
like-
just it.
That'd be like, hey, by the way, we extract this thing's innards and make an alcohol out of it.
I mean,
Or whatever.
it's not like it's like there are certain kinds of animals where I'm just like, yeah, you eat their innards. That's a thing you can do. It's
Well,
a
yeah,
big
like-
bug.
I'm a cat man. I eat things innards. That happens. But I don't know if I purposely keep them alive just to harvest.
Also, it's nearly 400 gold a bottle.
That would have been a good lead. Yes, I would have. No, that would have been terrible. I guess I should have asked the price.
Says, I mean, it is,
I mean, we entertained you so much.
Local.
How about to comp for the room also?
he says,
Just fishing at this point for a
yeah,
gold.
go ahead and make a persuasion.
Just fishing for a gold. Actually,
Yeah, how about a free room?
oh, persuasion.
Oh,
I
no.
am not.
Oh, no.
I gotta remember that Mox is not the charismatic
You're not a sorcerer.
charismatic character. But I'm rolling half decently. I rolled a 15 for a 14. I don't know what the 9 is.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's an odd one. But the natural 15 for a 14 is what I rolled.
Amazing. And he laughs and he says, and Dio says, Dio will cut in at this point and be like, "We'll put the room on us, don't worry, we'll make it worth it."
At this point, this is probably the loosest you guys have ever seen Mox, like being actual like chatty and like open with like this.
It's, yeah, a rare moment of merriment that you're all able to kinda have after everything.
I mean, this is also the first time in days where we haven't been like either
A
traveling or running around a city, like desperately searching for information.
It's amazing what happens when you're almost getting killed by multiple demons at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bartender speaks up. He's like, "You don't mind me saying, you all look like shit."
Yeah, it looked like you feel. No, shit, that's the wrong way around. Yeah, you're right though. It's been a rough one. You would not believe the things we've seen.
Says, "I always like a good story."
Yeah, well, maybe I'll take you sometime when I get when I get my hands around a bottle of wine. But right now, I think probably time to go lie down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he's able to show you guys through to the rooms. So this gives you an idea of what the lodgings looks like. You've been at the tables up at the front by the bar, and he shows you there's a spot, there's a bunch of rooms in the back that you all will be able to kind of take over for the night. Says, no one else is going to be using them today.
Well, good, because that would be annoying. They'd wake me up.
Yeah, y'all definitely hear the noise of the bustling of the city outside, and now that you're all sitting here, catching your breath, having a little bit of wine instead of a sandkeg drink, possibly. Yeah, you just feel the weariness in your bones, the aches, all the wounds that you've accumulated over the most hectic couple of weeks ever. And yeah, you all feel like, you're just kind of waiting around on a letter. This is the last that you heard from the group. And you're just at this bar.
Ludo's
Remember the
making
time we
lunch
gave
out.
an infant to a dryad?
What? 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 Hold on. He pours a glass of wine, slides it up to Arlo, and goes, "You gave a baby to a dryad. What the fuck's up with that? You have to explain now. It's a game I've heard about."
I mean, not a proud moment, but probably was the right call, I think. I don't know.
So you just found a baby and went, "Here, dryad. Here's a
Well,
baby."
technically we were told about a baby that this other group had left behind because it was Rude's born, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
we went, and that kind of made people upset, so we went and got the baby. We had to fight like a tornado for it. I don't know why there was a tornado there, but we had to fight a tornado, got the baby, we brought it back. We aren't going to give it back to its parents, who just left it out where a tornado could get at it. So instead, we talked to some dryads that were nearby, and they're like, "Hey, we'll take a baby."
That is amazing. Now you take a drink, and then you look at someone, and you pour them a drink, and you ask them a question. You say, "What the fuck's up with that?" And they have to answer. That's the rules of this game.
All right, well, bottoms up. Takes a big drink, a big gulp of the wine. Goes, "All right, folks, you're the new one.
Oh damn! Already?
What's up with how'd you learn your way around them paper boxes?"
He takes a drink. He pours the glass and takes a drink, and then pours himself another one. He's like, "Well, Aloysia was right. I'm from, I'm from where they've been made, Whitestone. Long story short, was part of the original, gunners from the Whitestone, and then, went." How much do you know of the area of Whitestone?
Isn't it ruled by that tinker guy?
Yeah. The Rulos. Yeah. He's they took it back over after some undead had taken over the castle for a while. He sort of looks like this longing, like, not getting into every detail, but sort of like, 1,000-yard stare. Just it was like I was part of the original riflemen. Now retired.
Okay, we're back then.
Retired from that, and
Tired?
now I just decided to make my way. Just guns for hire.
I have no idea why that posted. I was like looking at my inventory briefly. I think I accidentally clicked on it.
Clicked it. Yeah, it's been acting weird. But
Yes.
that's how.
So retired soldier
Yes.
from Waterdeep.
Nope. From Whitestone. I don't even know what Waterdeep is.
Oh God! Saeryn starts. His nose starts bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Whitestone. Just trying to do something, make some coin in my end years. I guess was what everybody keeps saying when I say I'm retired. And as you look at him, you do see, like, around the muzzle and whiskers, it is graying. I mean, you guys met him, you guys talked to him. This might be the first time you've actually, like, took a real, because it was like, hey, here's this guy, he's being sort of a dick to you guys, and you're sort of not ignoring him, but you're sort of like, all right, we have to deal with him. But at this point, like looking at him, you see like the eyes are drawn in a little bit, and you know the heavy brow that goes over the top of the eye of older man. You see that in Mox, and he's sort of like he answers the question that you gave him, that how did you get around the pepper, like how did you learn your way around it. He was one of the original Whitestone riflemen, and that's like the information he gave you, and like just sort of like nods at that point, you know, slides a glass over to Morgan, pours her a drink, goes, "So Morgan, I see you talking to a bird occasionally, and it just scared me a lot when you sent it through that portal. What's with the bird?"
Well, it's no secret that I worship the Raven Queen, and this familiar was gifted to me by her. His name is Jacquin. Do you want to talk to him? He's really quite pleasant.
He pulls Jacquin out and he sees this like a big old cat and he's like, "Oh boy, no!" And you aren't gonna attack me again, are you?
Mox's eyes go from the cat's eye to the wide circular eye. No, not. I don't think so. And it sounds like you're not. Are you a real creature? Or just a magical spirit type thing?
Jacquin's nose starts bleeding.
Oh damn! What did I do? Did I break it?
It's all right.
I was like,
Bit of both, if I had to guess.
it kind of hurt my feelings.
Do I understand Jacquin?
Yeah. You all hear this bird talk.
Okay, cool. I know it was like a point of contention at one point. We're like, do we understand the bird?
Why not?
Okay, cool. I love it. I'm sorry I talked to you, but I was deafened and you sort of jumped out at me.
Oh man, I could have had you.
Sure you could have. You see him as he's talking to Jacquin. He has a crossbow out and he sort of pats it a little bit. I think Morgan. I think we established one thing, but I don't know if Morgan saw it, so I don't know about that. Okay. I'm good.
Oh, all right. So if you're trying to lure the bird over, you can make a animal handling. Just because you called him not an animal.
I called him not an animal. Yeah. Let's see if I can like put the hand out and see if it would come toward me. This is gonna be good. Oh, positive too. I have wisdom, I guess.
Hey, I gotta be wise.
There's the bad roll. I've been
There
rolling
it is.
fairly decently. Like the claws come out. Like, just come over here, Jacquin.
Yeah. And he smells like, and he like kind of looks over at Morgan and like whispers in your ear. He's like, "No, I mean, like I know you smell like death, but that man smells like death."
It's okay. You don't have to go over there. You can stay here with me.
Got any more of that shaved ice?
Well, let's see if there's any left in the bottom of the cup.
Yeah. And you see Jacquin sees like there's a little bit of liquid left in like one of those shots where the sand keg high. and they gotta take a little nip of that. Yeah, just yeah. You see, it was just like and just kind of passes out of scene.
I think Morgan would be like, not like super paying attention, but then like she notices when it's like a little too late. She's like, "Oh, Jackie, no. Oh, wow."
Just plants. Amazing.
Well, he's out for the night.
Mm-hmm. And you see, you guys just kind of have this moment, sharing the drinks. Bartender Tree comes and checks on you every now and then. You see, Saeryn, Dio actually is like, "What? I gotta go a little business to attend to, so I'll see you later."
Sounds good.
All right, we got a lot of catching up to do. kind of gives you a little heavy pat on the back, makes your body shift forward a little bit. Hey, I'm saying it right now. This Tabaxi, strength of 18. Easily. Dexterity of 20. It is, like, I am telling you this, like, this is the most life-strong fat cat you have ever seen in your life.
Charisma of 8.
Easily charisma of 8. It is like, I think, Saeryn, you have wondered so many times, you're just like, how is a cat that big and fat such a good thief? It boggles the mind.
His fist is strong. How do people not see him?
And you are all in your cups. You're able to get, rounds of food, any sort of dish that you want. There's all sorts of street wares. Whatever y'all want to do next.
I think probably a long rest would be good.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
it. It's like a couple rounds, some drinks, some conversation, and then just like sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I picture that entire conversation. Ludo's just like making faces, like with his numb mouth, sticking his tongue out, looking goofy.
We don't ask you very many questions because it all comes out.
We've all tried to ask him a question, and he just like says
Well, let me
something.
tell you about
Then bangs his head off the table. Bam. Okay, man.
Not getting much out of this one today.
Yeah, amazing. You guys can take as long as you want, but imagine you can definitely all shortly make your way to the rooms and get your stuff settled up for the night. Imagine everyone takes the armor off, takes the moments. There is availability. You see, there's like showers, like a common shower house, like nearby around the corner that you guys are easily able to wash. I don't think anyone's making the long walk to the steam gardens at this point. But I'll let you all, if anyone has anything before bed or wrap-ups, or if you all just go right to snooze.
Yeah, Ludo would take advantage of the shower, wash up, go to bed.
Yeah, as you're standing there, letting the water rush over you, the intricate plumbing of the city, where it's like these central things have like whatever water that's like pumped from these canals. There's like that large like central blue dome like near the center of the city that saw in the brochure, the Life Dome. It's nice, fresh, hot, steaming, pressurized water pouring over you. I mean, you're watching layers of dirt, grit, and just blood just swirling and pouring down off of you as it just like murks up that water and then circles the drain below you. For fear no.
He also opens his mouth and tries to like rinse out
Mm-hmm.
some of the numbness.
God, I'm just imagining in the scene of shower just like mouth tongue open.
Con save to see if he drowns himself.
See, does Ludo go full turkey?
Don't roll one. Don't roll one.
No. Easy
That'd be
enough.
horrible. That'd be horrible if he rolls a one and dies.
How did your character die? Taking a shower.
Well,
Drunk in the shower.
I mean, no one ever checks the shower for mimics. Just saying. Roll initiative.
When one of my Sunday campaign characters during like the long campaign got true polymorph, if he was going to bed in a tavern, he would turn the bathtub into a mimic and then leave.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
So good. It's so good.
That's chaotic right there.
That is like being on the other side of that investigation. Truly, like, who
Yeah.
keeps doing this? The hubris of wizards.
Oh, it was worse because it was in sigil too. So
Oh man, so funny. But yeah, you all easily able enough to take your showers. You all get ready, go to bed. Nice, for the place. Nice, comforting bed. You all have the room together. You do feel pretty safe, comfort, and secure in this place. At least as much as you can with whatever hinted at criminal elements of Saeryn's background is popping up here. And as we all drift off to sleep, before you hit those long rest buttons, we're gonna take a break.
Oh.
and we don't hit the long rest buttons. Interesting.
Yeah.
You
Let me hear
know,
the music.
you gotta get a break first. Yeah, let's
Let's hear that music.
Yes.
Yes. It's been so long. 'Cause we didn't hear this last week.
Oh no, yeah,
We didn't get last.
yeah, I think we did.
Did we?
It was the one
Last
before
week?
that we did the
Oh,
when we were one shot. I ran the Zook
that's
music.
right. That's right.
All right, but we will be right
But
back.
last week we had the internet issue.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
it's been bad. All right,
Be right back.
BB. All right. Woot.
Right.
I mean, I love how this has become basically the theme song of the fucking campaign.
Yeah, it's great.
Which,
Back.
the vibe of the entire campaign is not this song. Like,
No.
this is the only time the song has actually been appropriate in Ank'Harel. Yeah, it's breezy,
I like
tropical.
Your opening song is great.
Yeah, that was one of my
That
favorites.
was a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm definitely trying to save it for the nice big moments in the city.
Mhm.
'Cause it is really good. Put that
This is
back
a
on.
fun breath of fresh air from y'all gonna die.
It's there's different threats in the city.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm on my fourth 9% beer, having a good time.
I cracked a stout. See where that
Did ya?
takes me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been not drinking too much since the accident, but
Well, yeah. I'm surprised you're drinking.
yeah, I know. Always trying to have at least a drink during the game.
Yeah. There is so many times where I've talked to my dad who drinks whiskey, him and I drink whiskey, where he told me to buy a bottle of Sandcake's Hide from when they were doing the
Oh yeah.
collab. He was gonna split it with me, and by the time I decided I was gonna do that, it was like gone. I was like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
because I would have felt bad like giving him literally a shot out of it and be like, well, the rest is mine for when I play D&D with my friends.
Save
Talk to you later.
nurse this bottle for a fucking half a year.
Yeah, well, I would have sat there until we got to this point where it was mentioned, and then I would have been like, and I got one, guys.
I mean, truly, you beat me to the punch.
Yeah, well,
I have been waiting for that one for so long.
yeah.
As we get back in, let's let this one run. Try to do that at a nice high volume for y'all to keep adjusting. The Emperor's New Nikes.
Is that what this is called?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So is everyone all back and ready?
I think we're waiting for Arlo.
Ah, yes. No, definitely. I think this would be the definition of a healthy etch of fresh air for these adventurers. I mean, Mox is like kind of coming in at the tail end. So.
Mox is yeah. He was like, it was like, what, maybe a day. He was like, you'll make $800 if you help, or 800 gold if you help this team. Excellent, we'll do that. And it's like, yeah, just a couple days maybe out, maybe a day out. He's sort of like whatever at this point.
Yeah, he's like, I've done worse.
Yeah. I mean, if I made 800 gold in a day, love it.
But yeah, I do imagine at this point, throughout the night, they would probably regale any of the adventures and stuff up to this point with you. Just get you caught up to at least, familiarize you with what has happened and transpired. So yeah.
Well, I don't think any of that's coming from Ludo. I think zero of that information is from Ludo.
Yeah, imagine
Well,
that
I
being
was
more.
trying to tell you what's going on, but
20-minute hot boy montage of him in the shower. Go.
Hell yeah, but it's very, very much needed rest. See what the night holds.
I'm excited when Arlo comes back to find out what he knows. This seems like his backstory land. I'm super pumped for. As a player. As a character, I don't care. But as a player, I love it.
Yeah, I know. Always fun to get a person who's like, all right, we got stuff to work with here.
Yeah. I'll point out while we're not in game yet. So in our flashbacks session that Ludo was not a part of, didn't we have a character named Dearest?
Yes.
Okay, were they a member or a follower of the Raven Queen? I can't remember.
I can't remember if that was Hunter or
Is
Matt's
that-
character.
I think that was Matt's character, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that was
played.
Matt.
Yeah, you played Blood Wraith, right?
Yep.
Were you the Raven Queen one?
No, I believe there was a blood cleric.
That was me. I was the blood cleric.
Did you say that you were a Raven Queen?
I was a follower of the Raven Queen, but then I remember Dearest was up, and I can't remember if Dearest was also a follower just because in Downfall,
Yeah.
yeah, and I really want that to be canon. That this character is like the reborn version of her Raven.
Fucking Raven.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is we did like 5 things in this campaign before
Right
Crtiical Role
before-
did it.
Like literally right before they did it. Like you did the flashback scene. Like 3 weeks later, they announced the flashback scene.
And like I'm like, it's such a cool storytelling device. Of course they did that.
Yeah.
Like that makes
Yeah,
so
of
much
course
sense
it
to use.
Just hey, Crit Roll, you need to come look at this channel real quick. It's a small group channel, but you need to maybe talk to them.
I don't know. I feel like I got some good lore, and then like also I can personally apologize to Deven Rue, the cartographer. I am so sincerely sorry. I thought that was just a random person,
Again,
but I have
going to
egg on my
tag them.
face. I mean, I hope they can understand. I could be humble and no apology. No, very very silly moment. Very dumb on me.
That was every time I listen, like both long sessions of Downfall so far. I'm like, man, I cannot remember if Dearest was a Raven Queen follower, and I
I've been
have to ask next
wondering
time.
the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to find out when Arlo gets back. We're gonna find out if that's canon or not.
Yeah.
It'd
No,
be too amazing if it was. It'd be fantastic.
yeah, just the fact of how in close we've been to like a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, a
and
bunch of stuff. Yeah.
like it really has been like, no, this is supposed to not have overlap with the 3rd campaign. Well,
It does.
we'll see. We'll
It
see.
It accidentally does.
Well, my favorite thing is not even to get into like too much spoilers for anyone else future watch it, but the interactions between Ank'Harel Salaha and Mira, just like Raven Queen and Archar,
Mhm.
like, which I mean is pretty much what Morgan's got going on.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that book! I need to load that book up.
Yep.
Because that is a beautiful, beautiful image. That is, I am very excited for Morgan to have a visual for that. Because I wanted to use that for Snoop,
Oh, yeah.
but this
Didn't
is
quite-
more
it doesn't
Morgan.
quite
Yeah,
fit.
it's
It
not.
doesn't
It's not
quite fit
necromance. Yeah.
No. Hey Arlo, we have a question. In the flashback scene, was Dearest a follower of any deity?
Dearest has a thing for demons, so no.
Oh, okay.
Technically would probably not be totally against hanging out with the chained oblivion.
Okay.
So you weren't
We're
Raven
just
Queen.
wondering. We were wondering because, yeah. Have you watched any of the Downfall?
I've seen 2 episodes. I haven't seen the latest one.
Did you catch what the Raven Queen's raven is called?
She named it Dearest.
Is it Dearest?
It's Dearest. Yeah. Yep. And right when she said it, like I was at the gym benching, and she said it. And I was mid set, and I shoved it back, and it was 4:00 in the morning, and I almost messaged you to find this information, and I didn't. I'm like, I don't know. It's 4 a.m. Eastern time. I should not send messages out at this point.
Mhm.
I mean, it would have been 1 a.m. here, so I might have been awake. I just don't have Discord on my phone.
Yeah, yeah. Because it was like, I was like, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please.
No, Dearest is 100% the name that is stolen from Sucker for Love, a Lovecraftian dating game. Your second time through, when you're romancing Haster, she refers to you as Dearest.
Dearest.
Amazing.
Okay. I would have crap myself if you told me, yeah, Dearest was a Raven Queen follower. That would have been like Crtiical Role is quietly like checking our channel out before they do anything.
All I'm saying is I need to start tweeting at Danny Carr and be like, hey, I can help your job so much be easier. I know probably half as much as you do, which is an impressive amount of knowledge.
We just find out that Laura Bailey is quietly just watching our channel.
I mean, that would be I mean, I can only dream so much. I mean, my first episode had like 15 views just through Clicker, and I didn't end up posted to the Discord yet when I just posted it. But, you know, they get a few minutes in, they're like, okay. Nope.
Cool.
Anyway, back to nighttime. Here.
Actually, one other question. Do you remember when they were all isolated when half the group was on a Silra?
Mm-hmm.
What was Emily Axford's familiar's name?
Oh,
Mother. It was
Mother. Yeah.
I was trying to remember because she also had Denios.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Which sounds suspiciously like Denise.
Did you say Dariax? Nah. Anyway, we all go back to that bed rest scene. I'm still gonna keep this song for a minute because this is too fucking good. So, Morgan, I mentioned before bed you're looking at your tome. For anyone that's been wondering what her tome has looked like this entire time, we finally got the perfect thing. Also, please sponsor me, CzePeku. CzePeku. But
so we're all supposed to do that at the point.
Yeah. So that's the call. That's the response. No. We're
There's
serious.
No way we're lining that up over
No.
Discord.
Latency never happening. We're serious now. We're it's a serious time. Just flipping through that book, this upgraded Tome of Necrosil. Ludo, you have that vestige that's now in its awakened state in your possession. Saeryn, I might spend a few moments idly flicking your coin. Just wandering back on everything you've experienced, and Mox, even your gun that you've crafted and have had, it seemed to have some awakening, and you can see like the veins of like silver that like now run down through the barrel with like almost like highlighting the etchings of the Raven Queen feathers.
Mm-hmm.
You remember those flashes of radiant, energy that you shot?
Yeah. He'd be quietly cleaning it at this point when it's just a group of them.
Mm-hmm. And you all slumber off to bed, and you all have visions as you're dwelling on these moments, these artifacts. And as soon as your eyes close, heads hit the pillow, you are all whisked back to that crystal crater, that moment in time where it's that scene playing out. It's the jewel on the altar. This time the rivals aren't there. It's you walk up, you place it on there, you have that vision. It's like that fast forward, like you just watched that same scene play out, that battle fighting through the Betrayer's Rise, that very end, and that you see the figure, the Apothian, fall once again, born, resurrected by that Avandra magic. And as he looks back at all of you, he says, the Crawling King spoke true. All has been lost. But you all can see me. Can you not? And he all like looks and makes eye contact with all of you, and you all are seeing, you see yourselves, each other there in this jewel crater, in this dream. And he looks at Ludo with the jewel.
Yes, we see you.
And he says, so not all is lost. And you see that vision of the sunken ruins, like underwater, the tendrils, the like crimson chains that are holding him down. And he says, you can all steam me. You have the jewel now. Please, I have time for answer one question from each of you. What do you need to know?
I would ask, where can we find you?
And he looks up as in like an agony, as if like stretching up, just like it causes his pain. And he lets out a shriek and he says, I know not. Sunken, I am lost. Buried underneath where he struck. I could only defend what I could. He does, he says, these mortals, they come and they harvest, take something from where I'm at, causes pain, and you see his, like, body flares, his eyes light up with that, like, crimson glow.
Well, how can we help free you?
He says, bring the jewel. Bring it to me and free me. Received 3 blessings, 3 times from 3 gods. First in the shores of Wild Mount, Saeryn gave me her power. Then again, in the depths of the Betrayer Eyes, I rose again with Avandra's help. There was a temple to Ank'Harel on the Archart, the city of elves and orcs in the jungles of Marquette. But that city, it was destroyed long ago. Lost. And then he goes quiet once more, waits for the next question.
What would be the benefit to us for helping you out?
Then the Crawling King spoke true. There is no hope. And mortals will keep taking what they want. And I know not what will happen next. And you see he's racked with pain, and that glow of vermilion that goes through him, and he looks like someone undergoing through acts of torture.
I'm just trying to go back through the questions that were asked.
Mm-hmm.
Because Morgan asked him where he was, and he didn't seem to know.
Yeah, it said sunken ruins. And then the next question, he mentioned something about praying at the temple of Corellon in a city of elves and orcs in the jungles of Marquette. But he says he thinks that was destroyed long ago. And then mentions how humans have been harvesting something from wherever he is, and
Could be where we're at currently.
Yeah.
What does Rudis have to do with this?
And you see, like, under that flare and pain and screaming in agony, he's like, it's forever cursed me, tormented. Feel the call of it, even where I'm at now. born under a red moon, always bad luck. It has cursed me to endure my life of sorrow. But I've spent my life shielding others from the pain, since I'm already doomed to suffer myself. Even now, I feel them pressing in on me from all sides. The humans coming in, taking what they think is theirs, for their greed, their own powers. Then, from below, I hear his taunts, his laughs, and I also hear his lies. You can all make a religion checks if you wish.
Absolutely. $22.
I got a nat 1.
Fuck yeah. So we'll go in order. Ludo, and I say and Saeryn, you definitely he's been mentioning talking of the crawling king. But when he mentions his lies, there's something about the father of lies, Asmodeus, is one of the betrayer gods. And then you see Alexian speaks up. He says, I got prisoned here when groups, the Ruiner, came to destroy the beautiful city where elves and orcs, they lived in unity and peace, and he wanted to send a message to the Archart. He left a message, he did. I saved what I could, but it's all gone now. Yeah, in your guys' heads, like, you definitely don't ever really recall hearing about places of that, but I will say you definitely have, there's been some excavations in recent times here, and here in Ank'Harel. I think at that he says, trying to hold off as long as I can, but please tell me you'll come, please.
We will come.
We will aid you.
I knew they were going to say that.
Max is silent.
Yeah, he's not replying.
And I think with that, he closes his eyes and says, it'll have to be enough. I'll just have to. And as you think he might go to say the word hope, but gets almost yanked away back into the darkness. And then you all wake up in the morning. You can hit that long rest button.
Yay.
You all awake, unaccosted in the wee hours. Definitely, you went to bed really early in the night. Like, it was barely sundown here in Ank'Harel. Like, you noticed the sun was up a really long time. But you kind of slept all through that right until sunrise, catching up on much needed sleep. Ludo, you have a hell of a hangover.
And like my other character, Mox is probably the last one to wake up. He's still in bed.
Yeah, say Morgen will be the first to wake with an extra 4 hours ahead of the team. So I'll say we can cut to Morgen first if you have anything you think you would take care of before anyone else wakes.
I do have a bit of business, I
Yeah.
think.
Let's go back to. Let's try this splash scene out. The, what it would look like if you walked into Ank'Harel going through the front gates. You imagine? But yeah, see whatever a business Morgan has.
So as she's preparing her spells for the day, she meditates on one specifically that she's rather excited to get to try. She is going to prepare and cast a sending
Hell
this
yeah.
morning.
Yeah. Get out the materials you have to prepare, and then who are you picturing in your head as you decide to send a message?
In Morgan's mind, as she is directing this spell, it is going to none other than Aljin.
Hell yeah. What do you send to Aljin?
Right when you said that, I was a little afraid.
I need to pick 25 words. I might need them.
Let's get the hands ready.
You got one up. Oh,
Yeah, you pull out the nice little copper wire, and you sit there and, like, especially knowing, like, the understanding the limitations of the spell, you sit there and write up a few drafts, pulling out the notebook. There's a couple of little scrap pages that you keep around. Imagine you brew yourself up a little bit of tea as well in the process.
Oh yeah, she's definitely kind of making this part of her regular morning ritual. She's got plenty of time after all.
Excellent. Yeah, easily in the first few moments of the morning, you feel the sun coming through the windows. Even at this early hour with all the mixed people, like, you feel like at some point at any hour of the night you can go through the city and find some activity, some business, some people out doing stuff. Truly somewhere, so there's someone always awake in Ank'Harel. But as the morning, even like before the early sun starts to rise up, you hear the bustling of carts being pulled through the streets and the early shopkeepers opening up, and people like bringing out the carpets and dusting them off, and you hear little birds chirping first thing in the morning, and just that nice cool breeze that brings that warm, hot, dry air of the desert. And it is another sparkling, beautiful cerulean sky day in the Jewel of Marquette. Nearby, you hear, alright, we're gonna have to do a rollie. Who is the loudest snorer in this group?
All right.
Everybody D20. Only three others.
Oh! Yeah, I think the first few drafts take a moment, just with interrupted by the just all of the
Ludo.
snores.
Oh, snores. Everybody.
Yeah, I think you do slightly miss the morning, like your morning partner for your early activities that you had with Aljin, I think.
Yeah, I think she's kind of reflecting back on that too, remembering the first morning that they met up, and that he gave her that the tied shell back in Jigao, and these are just the kind of things that are going through her mind at the moment.
Definitely feel like them saying 25 words is like the most unintended restrictions they've ever had on a spell. Like, when they wrote that, they had no idea how much fun that it would cause throughout all the years. But yeah, no, definitely Let you take the few moments to draft up what you need. It's calm
Okay,
and
I
serene.
think I have it.
Hell yeah.
It is 24 words.
Amazing.
It is, I hope you are well. We miss you dearly. Just know I respect your journey. You needed it. You can respond to this message.
Amazing. So, Aljin, you and Kieran are one day out of Bazazan, making your way in camp. The next morning, I think you would have just woken up with that red spot, basically, when you hear this message.
Noticing the red spot has shifted at this point. Hearing Morgen, we'll go with his feelings. Hearing Morgen is like a dagger to him because he still has guilt at this point of feeling that he just left his friends, and hearing that she's like blessing this is sort of like the worst thing possible. Like he would prefer just anger at this point to this message. And hearing her in this probably like already on edge, awaking, I guess what is Kieran a human? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kieran would still be sleeping.
Staring at Kieran, waiting for the argument to like, knowing that he's gonna wake up to an argument, is like already sort of on edge, and then seeing the spot has grown, and then hearing the comforting voice of Morgen is like, it's hard for him. He starts with apology, and I'm not count. I have to count because
I got the fingers.
I'm not typing out. Yeah, I'll get the fingers up. I'm sorry to leave. My grandmother was sick, and I need to get to the desert as quick as possible.
10 more.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, hopefully Mox can protect you guys. He doesn't know. Protect you guys. In the Betrayer's Rise.
Done.
Yeah, that's it. That was a weird mental shift, sorry.
Everyone's noses start bleeding.
Yeah. except for maybe Ludo.
It was just like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Oh, my head.
But yeah, you got that, Morgan. Any other business to tend to in the intervening time?
I don't think she has anything else. She's just kind of, gonna keep on with her morning, her little skincare routine that she's got. Maybe she makes like a little mud, like a little, mud bath thing for herself. Yeah. But other than that, she's just gonna kind of, think back on Aljin. She worries about him. But she also knows that she has to move forward too. So it's just another thing on the mind for her.
Yeah, and then, him mentioning, gotta save his grandmother. He always had that streak, and so he has to go to the desert. And you just kind of probably laugh to yourself like, well, I'm in a desert too.
Yeah, I think there is that moment of desert, and she's just like kicking sand around.
It's like, oh well. Amazing. I'll say in short order, everyone can wake up as they wish. You are all back to that room in the inn. Boo, 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 map. So many different things. And let you all wake up from there and go as you wish. You all had a really weird dream. Everyone else was in it. It's crazy. Yeah, say whoever, if anyone has any business here in the early morning, or...
Well, it sounds like, Marks, you wanted to talk to someone about the Scar Bearers, seeing about getting work. Morgen, you wanted to go check out the necropolis, and, Ludo, you wanted to get some pastries.
Oh, why are you guys yelling so loud?
This is my normal speaking voice.
Ah.
Boom, boom. It's so bright, Ludo.
Shielding his eyes.
The one to just fire the gun off right now is immense. Not going to though.
Yeah,
Are you joking? I'm going through my spells right now to see what I got to fuck with it.
What's loud, yeah. I think after hearing that, just the tapping of Mox's claws, like feet on the ground, is purposely like loud, knowing that you're hurting.
I haven't copied the knock spell to my spell list yet.
Oh, that'd be a good one. It's a loud one.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to go there immediately. I was also looking maybe to go over to the Monsters Guild, maybe hunt something, quick coin.
I think Ludo's gonna try to. He puts his hands on his, like the temples of his forehead, and tries to like cure or neutralize the headache using some of his lay on hands points.
Oh yeah, no.
A lay on hands to get rid of poison.
I mean that would do an
I have.
instant hangover cure.
Oh, yeah.
Cure a disease.
I'll allow it. 5
Yes,
points,
is it?
easy. Y'all see Ludo just glow with that divine energy and just kind of brighten himself up a little.
Much better.
Hey, Arlo, do you know anywhere that I need to find a smithy? Also, I need to maybe re-up on some, maybe some bowl bearings, or just anything you know of anybody sells things that explode.
Like stuff for your pivot books?
Yeah, like that stuff. It's not as easy to come by. Sometimes fireworks works out where you can find the actual black powder.
It's not as easy as it would be if we were back in Teldore. I'll tell you what, let me put out some feelers in town. Maybe I can, I don't know any shops offhand that would have them. Not my specialty, you know. But I can reach out to some people that might still be around, and I can have Dio maybe make a runner, and maybe I can find a little back alley deal for you.
Well, that's fine.
Well, maybe we should ask someone who's been around for a while, like an old man. Or a baker named Old Man Crook.
What's with you? Just always thinking about sweets.
Stomach grumbles.
Actually, you know what? You know what? Now that I think about it, Old Man Crook might be a good place to find some powder. But don't tell him I sent you there. There's one other place that might be good.
leave us in suspense.
Yeah, it's not really suspenseful. I had to check my notes.
Aaron's
reading
fully,
Brochures.
The blood.
fully aware of that. It's just gonna call you out a little bit.
So good.
You might want to go to this place called Lyrian Linen. It's in the Circlet Walk, so it's kind of on the other side of town. But at least I think so. I don't have the map in front of me right now.
Oh yeah, let me
It
go
is
back
the
to
other.
the
It's to the southwest, I believe. From
We're
where
in
we
the
are right
southwest
now.
currently.
Yeah, you're in the
Well, we're in the- are we?
southwest.
The circle walks right here, so it's even more.
Oh,
southern
yeah,
than
yeah, you
we
got-
are.
yeah, so
Circlet
it's-
Walks. Yeah.
Yeah, so even more south and a little bit west.
Yeah,
depending on where in
It'll
here
take a
it is.
little bit of a walk, but yeah, not too far.
What was
It's closer than the river district, which is where Old Man Crooks is. Unfortunately, it's not on the way, but honestly, your best bet for finding anything for your pepper boxes is gonna have to be the linen store.
So let me get this straight. The best place to find things that might explode is the linen store, like where
It's
you
called,
find
it's
sheets.
called, like I said, it's called Lyrian Linen.
Uh-huh.
They're very nice proprietors there. And make sure no one's in there when you do this, all right?
That's not.
But you ask them for the white stone to have the cloth dyed white stone green.
You that's highly offensive, right? The white.
Trust me. When you
Look
say
angry,
when-
a little angry at this point. Like, no, okay.
So you're gonna go to the Circlet Walk, gonna find the Aryan Linen, gonna walk up to the proprietor, make sure no one's around, and then ask to have something dyed white stone green. And then start, they'll get a little bit more conspiratorial on your issue.
I mean, I'm fine now. If it's not on the way of the. I mean, at this point, Mox is like, I could go alone. Maybe he's deciding if he wants to go down that way alone. At this point, go ahead. Moving on.
But other than that, the other place I would know to check would be Old Man Crook's Bakery.
What's the fastest way to travel around this city?
Ooh, you definitely.
That's actually a good question. I don't know.
Yeah. You see, definitely, people like, you can get like some like people will be able to like pull you around in like quick carts and stuff like that. Similar like average labor. Sometimes like beast pulled. Sometimes it'll just be people pulling the carts and through like various mechanical devices. You do see there's a few like hot air balloons that seem to float around. You guys are able to determine easily enough with like a simple control flame cantrip. Hot air balloons, very nice and neat on a not too breezy day. Nice airy way to get around. Up until that point, it's like otherwise main thoroughfares. It's just going to be tight, congested roads. You might be able to find there'll be occasional like quick dimension door teleportation sigil places where it'll be a steep fee that people are able to like help escort you real fast. Like a good like couple 100 feet through the city, but that's you feel it's going to be not as worth it.
If it was up to me, I'd probably take one of the carts.
Yeah, you feel it'd be like 5 copper.
Yeah, a lot cheaper than taking a teleportation circle.
But yeah, there's tons of different districts. Would you want to head up to the bakery?
Yeah, I think so, but I think since it is pretty far away, I think Ludo would cast his Fine Steed. Summon
Hell
his
yeah.
Moorbounder friend.
Oh man, we haven't seen that thing in a
Summon.
while.
Whoosh. Yeah, it has that blue celestial glow, you know, angelic, and just your fun little Morbounder pale, which definitely catches some eyes, even in like the wild city of Ank'Harel.
That's kind of why I was asking. I wanted to know if like people were riding anything besides
Yeah.
horses around.
You definitely
or-
do see the occasional like different mounts and like wild animal. Like there are very much you know, like sorcerers and wizards and magical practitioners at high level, but you know, not as frequent. But yeah, nice. That would be a quick jaunt across the city. You feel like you would be able to get there in no time at all. And it actually, that nice breezy ride on the way there would help not be too harsh on your hangover.
Does anybody else want anything from the bakery? Mox, should I ask about powder?
I mean, if you go there, I mean, that's so kind.
I can do that. Anybody else want to cash in their coupons?
No, I'll hold on to them. You can trade them for cash value.
Amazing.
Well,
Mox will hand you his coupons.
Fuck yeah.
Because you're asking about. Because you're
Yes!
asking about black powder for him.
Ludo does like a very visible like fist pump, like yeah, let's go.
Fuck yeah. Awesome. Who's all heading with Ludo?
Crickets.
Right.
All right.
Ludo's big day out.
Ludo's big day out. Fuck yeah. So you see Ludo whoosh, takes off across town on a moorbounder. One thing, we are not
Wait,
cutting away. Oh, go ahead.
Is the plan? I just want to make sure that he knows that everybody is planning to just meet back here.
Yeah, actually, I think Saeryn is gonna. Saeryn doesn't have a place in the city he needs to be, but he does have some scrolls that he needs to copy into his spell book, and this is the first time he's been sitting down long enough to possibly do that.
Fuck yeah.
And someone has to be here when the letter gets sent. So my plan is actually just to spend like 4 to 8 hours copying the 2 scrolls if I have time for that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you could easily dedicate the full day to that. Probably mostly uninterrupted. You feel like?
In that way, if the letter comes, I'll have it. Y'all just meet back up here, and then we'll go from there. Y'all can explore the city. If anyone doesn't feel safe, I bet they can take Dio.
I'm fine.
Yeah. You hear in the other room, "It is I, Dio," as he enters the room. It was I,
He does it every
Dio.
time.
Drastic
It's on-
change from yesterday.
Wow.
Such a good catchphrase.
Yeah, he catches himself. He's like,
Dio,
wait, no, this voice.
Dio, you appeared like a rainbow in the dark.
Jesus.
Leave. You're out.
He's trying to think of the best reply to that, and he just sprints back off into the night. Amazing. Our day.
Morgen, you gonna come with me? You going with Ludo? You don't have to. Either way.
I think I'd like to take today to visit the necropolis, actually.
Perfect time for that song. I'm going to the necropolis.
The happiest song you can find.
Yep. Well, I was about to play it, and then they said necropolis, but yes, you definitely are aware where the necropolis is in the guided district, I believe.
That's way over here. That's a hell of a way
Yeah.
over.
Morgan's gonna need a cart. Maybe a hot air balloon.
I feel like she'd take the cart around.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Are you going with Mox? Are you doing anything else? You're going to the are you going to the linens for bat powder?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, that's.
I feel like her destination's far.
Ways. Why not?
Yeah. But I feel like her destination's really far, and she'd like to spend a lot of time there if possible.
Actually, yeah, you start heading out to the guided district. Were you going with Mox, or were you going somewhere else?
I was just gonna take my own cart there.
Oh no, yeah. So okay, you're going. So where's Mox headed?
Mox will be heading to the circlet walk.
Awesome. Okay.
Yep. He'll
Making
head
sure
down
I
that way.
understood. Perfect.
I'm gonna make sure it makes it as complicated as possible for you.
No. This is,
4
you
different
are in the
districts.
town. That is the place to be. That is the way to do it. So first, we cut off jaunty trip through the city. And first, we will stop at Old Man Crook's Bakery.
Love it.
What, you think I didn't have a splash ready for the bakery? Come on. I am very happy that this actually came in use.
Jack's like, oh please, go to the bakery.
Please, please, please.
please. I have a great screen for this. Please go there.
Yeah, you make your way all the way through, very nondescript, very cheerfully in the art and the paintwork. You do see there's a lot of bakeries and stuff in the display. And you see behind the counter, there is a half-orc. So it's like a little bit balding on head, a little bit older, but definitely has like the little tusk tooth features, a little bit of shade of gray to the skin. But yeah, he's just wearing like a soiled, stained apron, not like dirty, but you know, there's like flour and a little like bit of like ganache and chocolate and all sorts of dough and buttery goods and stuff like that, you know, smeared. He has like a little bit of a shine on his face, like where he like wipes like at the top of his head where the sweat's dripping down. But he greets you and he says, "Oh, welcome. I am Old Man Crook. Welcome into my shop."
Ah, good morning, sir. Smells delicious in here.
Yes.
Just a big inhale.
Yeah, and it smells like baked goods. Like, you know, like there's, you know, you got the cinnamon, the sweets. You smell like you spy a little bit of a baklava in the front display that says like special of the day, and then there's a little bit of like pitas nearby as well. You know, and then he says, "Oh, we specialize in a special type of dough, and here, please, what can I help you with? What do you want?"
Yeah, what is your special type of dough?
Buttery. Yeah. It's very good and buttery. Potato dough. A lot of people don't like this. But I enjoy it. But you know, I just like being able to serve bakery goods. And then I think he spots in here. He's like, or yeah, he doesn't say anything else. He's like, but what interests you?
Well, I'm looking for some breakfast pastries in particular, and I'm new to the city, and I was given these coupons, and he flashes them up. He's so proud. He has both.
Hell yeah. And as soon as like you say coupons and slide them forward, because you got them from like a little brochure that they gave you at the Crips Tavern, and then he says, like, it's the smile and fake just goes and down to like a stone hard, and he says, "Oh, you're with them." And like the fake hate of like old man drops completely.
What do you mean?
I recognize those coupons, yes. So I think you're probably here for a little bit more than pastries then, huh?
Ah, well, I was wondering if you knew of any black powder.
The Buckeye Special, yes.
Yes, the Buckeye Special.
And he gives you another wink and an eye, and he's like, I have some fresh baked goods here in the back if you want to come through.
Ah, yes, please.
And he says, you can grab some of the baklava if you want, but it's pretty bitter and burnt.
Oh, well, is there any that is not bitter and burnt?
Maybe in the middle of the tray.
Oh, good enough for me.
And yeah, he takes you on through to the back of the shop, and I think we'll cut away from the scene from there. Going all the way across town to back to Saeryn, sitting in a chair over a desk, copying scrolls and spells. Whisk away back all the way across the city to Mox making his way to the circlet walk. Were you taking a cart as well?
Seeing, sort of noticing how Saeryn's or Arlo's friend was getting around, like sort of like cat jumping here and there. He would give that a shot, like see if he can hit rooftops and sort of, do that without having to spend any coin. If he can do it.
Oh yeah, we'll
see.
Say just make a general acrobatics. Like you're not gonna fail. Just see like how fast you're able to find a path. Yeah, and some of the longer jumps if you go for it or go around. Yeah, no time at all. You feel like you cut the time well in half as you're soaring, flying through the city. Once again, we'll go to the Mox music.
This is the best I rolled in like 4 years. this particular game where I know probably combat's not happening. I'm rolling right on par. Right.
Love it.
We could always make it happen.
I'm waiting.
Don't give up on yourself. Combat can happen anytime you want.
Yeah, I mean, you looking for a fight?
Maybe we'll find out.
Off alone by yourself. 4-way party split. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I think you guys just hear somewhere in the city.
loud gunfire from city. Wonder where that's from.
But you make your way through the circlet walk.
Just sort of seeing that, and seeing that he could do it, and like nimbly bimbly going from tree to tree.
Excellent. But easily quick montage through the city. Mox just lipping all nimbly bimbly from tree to tree. Exactly. Yeah. From rooftop to rooftop. You feel, and you also during this time you feel so well that like you're scoping the land out tactically. So not just like, okay, how do we get from point A to point B? Like your brain's thinking like rooftop chase scenes, vantage, gunshot, fire, support points. How to like wind a trail to lose someone while still heading in a general direction, and then like you're looking for if you ever needed to cut someone off. Like your brain is always searching for that tactical combat advantage, and
everything's straight lined and circled. Like there's really no dead ends in this city.
Exactly, not for you. So what's going to happen is while you're in Ank'Harel, you're going to have advantage on any checks traversing the city from that rooftop advantage point. I think you might spend a little bit more time in the afternoon taking, like you could have got to the circle walk directly right away, but I think if you want, you can just take a little bit of time scoping out, like doing a general roundabout of the area. And you start to get a feel in the pulse of the city as you make your way. You land into the circlet walk, primarily residential district. There's taverns and other places of commerce as well. The district is usually so packed with buildings, so that you see other people also hopping rooftop to rooftop. Like this is the place where that is happening the most. And that's why you're able to learn some of those lines and get familiarize yourself with some of the people just by sight. You come across the building. At first glance, Lyrian linen looks like any other clothed dyeing establishment. There's long sheets of fabric hanging off every rafter, vats of colored liquid sprayed across the front of the shop. You see when you enter, there are two half-elf twin sisters, both just like brunette hair, like one has like tied up like in a tight bun, the other has it like loose going down. They just have like craftsman brown, like that, like leather type of aprons, you're in this like dye shop, so it definitely has that like chemical-y smell. You definitely see like there's some sort of tools of the trade that you'd expect at like a linen shop. More than just fabric, like with those vats of the different colors and dyes. And as you enter, they introduce themselves. They say, welcome. I am Bas. This is my sister Cobra. We are the Lyrian sisters of Lyrian Linens. What can we do for you today? And they start pulling all sorts of bolts of cloth and stuff like that.
Just sort of looking around, like I'm just sort of looking for anything that you have that's maybe dyed the white stone. And his teeth grit as he says, "It's like The Whitestone Green.
Give me a persuasion check. I'm not sure if it should be with disadvantage or not. I'll let you decide.
Well, persuasion for him is a -1. So I think the character's built at disadvantage.
Yeah, fair.
Fair.
That's why I said I'll leave that up to you. I feel like you saying it as a character is enough. Another nat 15 persuasion for 14.
Another
I
nat
mean,
15.
those are going to be the best persuasion you ever roll.
Yeah, no kidding.
And you see...
Let me roll one more time to see if it's worse.
That's the nat 20 coming.
Yeah, this would be the nat 20, but let's see if it's any worse. There's the 1. There's the 2. That's a natural.
The unnatural one.
The unnatural one.
Oh,
The gentleman's one.
Yeah, the gentleman's one. Yeah. So yeah, the standing 14. They kind of narrow their eyes, like look around, make sure there's no one saying, and they like ask for a repetition. They say the second one, Cobra, who is like a little bit more like sharp spoken. She says, "Whitestone Green, you say?"
Yes, the one. Whitestone Green.
And they kind of eye you up. They're gonna make a quick perception
That's
check.
fine.
But yeah, go ahead.
And he then goes into like this big conversation of why would it be called Whitestone and then it's green? It makes no sense. And it's like this big diatribe of like sort of critiquing their establishment.
Yeah, I think they kind of like, one of those, aren't you?
What do you mean one of those?
What? Okay, well here, follow us in the back.
That's...
And they kind of take you in away from like eyes of customers. They say, you're looking for our special cloths and dyes. And as they take you through into the back room, I mean, if I don't get to play this song now, I don't know when. And they take you into the back of the shop, through like a little door, and in the back you definitely see more of almost an alchemical shop. You see like stores of like potions and sorts of like alchemical ingredients, all sorts of powders and stuff like that in jars, scales, burners, alchemist tools and supplies, just lining the wall. And I definitely think being a resident of Whitestone, you definitely see a few rocks of what is oh my god,
actual Whitestone.
Yeah, what is the Whitestone called? Fuck, it's not residuum, right?
Residuum. My brain is going to ruidium.
No, yeah,
That's
there's
not it. It's
no.
residuum.
It is residuum.
Yeah, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it should be. I would have to hit wiki.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Alright, so yeah, I'm like, I have this ready. But yeah, that substance, that you see like rocks of that, you see fine powders and stuff like that, and then you definitely see around that area, you see other black powders and ingredients and like mortars, pestles.
A little bit of militant stance at this point, because knowing that residuum is highly regulated.
You've never seen this
Turtles
much outside of what, like, you're
So
like,
you-
this
you
is
got some-
horrifying.
A little bit of everything in here from the Whitestone Green. I see.
Gotta have what the customers ask for.
Of that, and he points to the Whitestone of the actual residuum.
You know how markets come in, things of interest, what people ask for. We make our way of finding and do our best to recreate the substance.
Is he talking? I can't hear him.
Oh no, did I get muted?
Okay, he
Oh,
muted
there.
himself.
Hear
Okay.
you now.
Sorry, I'm like, I didn't remember hitting that button.
It was quiet for a
Sorry.
long time.
Yeah, no, so yeah, you ask where they got that from.
Where we got from.
And they say, people come through, people asking for things, people selling things. Don't like to give names or, give up the goods we don't have to. But let's just say there's some markets available, and people ask for, we find a way to keep or make ourselves if we can.
Okay. I'm just looking for some of the black powder right now. I don't need any of the residuum at this point. The green at this point, which then it like clicks with him. He's like, it makes sense why you went with the green.
Yeah.
That is
That's how it works. It says
Yes,
we didn't come up with the moniker. It's just what people were started to ask for.
Gotcha. Do you have anything of the black powder persuasion?
Yeah, I think I can work out a deal for you. And I think how much would you be looking for in black powder?
He's looking just to. So let me see how much I really actually want here. He's looking to replenish what he needs.
Yeah, brain's just now going through.
Brain's going through how much it really needs to have that. He will take, because not knowing what's going to happen later on and that he doesn't know where he's going to be, he's looking for like a pound of black powder.
Pound black powder, yeah. Let's say call that 50 gold pieces, and you feel like this is going to be a good, like, this could last you a while for, like, if you're just, like, crafting for, like, bullets, but then if you're trying to do, like, anything else with it, like, you feel it's a good amount of supply for attempts at whatever you need.
Yeah, that's a good amount that I can take.
And you do get the feeling, here, go ahead and make a, do you have tools or skills for black powder type stuff?
Well, I have Tinkerers, which is kind of how you repair, and that is a tool for repairing the weapon.
Yeah. You see, they look at you and they say, you know, I will admit, our supply where we get it from is not the best. Do hear there is someone in town, in one of the districts, hard to track down, but there is someone who occasionally can be found to have good reputable powder, pure substance. But this stuff, if you have any expertise in these tools, and they start sliding forward alchemical tools, they say if you take these, you might be able to attempt to refine the powder and get a little bit more boom out of it.
Is it at least stable? Will it explode if it gets hit with a striker, or is it...
Do you know what you're doing? The other one speaks up.
I know what I'm doing, yes.
Then it shouldn't blow up.
Oh, fantastic. I'll take the pound.
Can we interest you in anything else? Residuum's gonna be a little bit more pricey. You spice?
Residuum at this point? No, absolutely not on spice. How much is the residuum?
Say about an ounce of it could go for about 100 gold pieces.
How many ounces do you have?
How much are you looking for?
That's not the question. How many do you have on you?
As much as you need to ask for.
Oh, that's a dangerous subject. Nothing at this point. At least I know where to get it, though. I do have some friends that might need that later.
Yeah, have any enemies you'd want to polymorph into a frog?
Always, but I don't know how to do that.
Well, and then they wave their hands at a display of potions, and you see there's like an array of potions. Your brain thinks if there's anything that you could think of in a potion, they probably have it or have a way to make it.
Just a basic. I need like 2 basic health potions.
Oh, it's a boring adventurer type, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I might go see if there's any monsters to fight.
Well,
just a backup plan.
It's a big city. You can probably find something. Actually, if you have any plans of going out into the desert, we could always use any ingredients of things that you bring back.
That's a good idea. What do you need?
There's all sorts of And then the other one speaks up. She's like, "Oh my god, there's so many creatures out there that have so many useful ingredients." And like you see, like someone starting to kind of nerd out. She's just like, "Sand kegs. You can some of the poison if you extract that could be mixed down into a thing. You got
His lurches a little bit.
yeah, exactly. She says, there's all sorts of worms out there. Just raw minerals and ores that can be found out in the desert. I hear that there's a flower that blooms only under a red moon. If we can get our hands on that." It just, all sorts of rumor. And the other one says, like, I heard there's a genie out there.
That's just absolutely ridiculous.
That's what they say.
A genie. Where do they say this genie's at?
Oh, go out to the desert, you get lost, and there it is. That's what they say.
Get lost, and there's a djinn that helps you out.
Yeah.
Use some magical powers.
I mean,
Amazing.
Crazy. You can check it out.
So anything just weird out in the desert, if I just bring it to you, I'll get some money for you.
Always interested.
Amazing.
As far as anything specific, I mean, if you happen to come across a blue dragon's egg.
I mean, daily. I always come across a blue dragon. Every day. Just absolute shit face right now. That's like being just absolute shit.
Yeah, and you can go ahead and make an insight check if you want.
Yep.
So I think blue dragons are desert. No, that's lied.
I thought blue dragons were ice. For some reason, that feels like ice.
Yeah, probably wrong. Yeah.
It would.
Yeah, you see on that last one, they're probably fucking with you a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Love it.
Yep. Easy retcon. No, but they. But the other one says, "No, but seriously, salamanders. They leave behind a. Substances that could be useful. There's all sorts of lizards and snakes out there. If you come across the Thrycreen, they're always trading and harvesting stuff from the land."
Excellent. I'll if I end up in the desert, I'll kill something and bring it to you. How's that sound?
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about price at that point.
Excellent. Ooh. The other one, she says, "If you go kill a Chiron and bring its horn back, I'll pay you really well."
A Chiron?
Yeah. You can make a nature check.
I don't know if I was going to. It might be like +2. Nope. A 4. Interesting. Yeah. Absolutely no. Yes. Karens are around this area a lot, I know. I've been here a long time.
Alright. And there's
I'll definitely look for one of those. And then some sand kegs.
Mm-hmm.
And then a flower. Just a weirdly mythical flower that no one's ever seen. Gotcha. And then blue dragons. Why not? Why not? Would there be ice dragons in the desert? Makes absolute sense.
You see, they kind of shrug and say, "Well, I mean, it's how many things out there. If I bring anything good."
Lightning. Anyway, perfect. Oh, thank you for the I don't know what to call this. I want to call it the green white stone, but that's not it.
Yeah. They say, well,
stupid Monica, by the way.
50 gold pieces for the powder, and if you're looking for health potions.
Yes. If you have, what do you have in the health potions?
Those would be you got regulars, you got greater, superiors.
Just regular.
Call those 75 apiece.
Gotcha.
Your insight, they're definitely tourist pricing you. And
Yep.
adult blue dragons do live in the desert.
Do they?
Yep.
They're lightning, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm wrong then.
Yeah, actually, I'm like, wait, did I get gaslit?
No. You might have by Mox, but not by Aaron. Aaron's just wrong. Mox might just be an ass at this point. So 60 piece, okay? For the
We'll call it.
I know they said 70.
Make a persuasion.
Again, Mox is just not my specialty. I'm trying, man, but not my specialty.
Amazing.
Let's see. That's a 19.
That's a crit 19.
Is that a nat? No, that's a natural critical 19.
Amazing. I mean, you see, they're like, okay, it might be a little too early in the morning to be fun people. We'll call them 60 gold pieces per potions. And the other one,
We're gonna take 2.
but the other one, she like looks up and down. She says, "But you can kill things though, right?"
Absolutely. That's the best thing I do.
It's, I mean, we were kind of fucking with you, but like, if you do go get anything out there and bring it back, we will pay really good money for it.
Fantastic. Well, how about I pay the 60 for the potions? I'll pay 120. And then if I bring anything back, you give me a special deal.
Deal. And then they spit in their hand and reach out.
He spits in his hand and reaches out.
Excellent.
Looks mortified, but does it.
Yeah, so yeah, 50 gold for the powder, 120 for the potions.
Yep.
Anywhere spent.
I don't normally spend money in D&D, but it's like I got it, and it's weird.
Oh,
It's weird having gold.
Hey, I wanted to hook you guys up right as this, and you got into the city. The
All right,
city is
good
yours.
Go to someone else.
All right, we
I'm done.
cut back through to Saeryn. You're still sitting at the desk. You're still copying spells. Think you got yourself a second cup of coffee?
Roll for
Definitely.
coffee.
Yeah.
Roll for coffee.
Yeah. Imagine not much else changing in that moment.
Nope.
Excellent. And that time, we will, I mean, wizards got a wizard, you know? We will cut now over to Morgen. You find your way to the necropolis in the guided district. Let's get a little bit more solemn, respectful here. As you first enter, you definitely see, first and prominent as you enter into the district, you get carted in through, no problem. There's the Temple of the Mentor, the home of the Cobalt Soul. That makes you first think of, you know, that tiefling question that you met in Ank'Harel or on Bazazan. And you remember her mentioning being from Ank'Harel and the Cobalt Soul. And you see all sorts of other prime deities represented here. Several houses of worship. The architecture is more ornamental than in other areas. Many temples adorned with intricate mosaics and crowned by minarets and gold gilded spires. The few vagabonds that are to be found in Ank'Harel frequent the alleys in this district, where many temples send representatives to feed and clothe the downtrodden. But you also notice a very heavy presence of the Hands of Ord in this district. You make your way up over to the necropolis. Over 200 feet high, the crossings of Eventide are a series of tombs carved into the cliffs that border the guided district. Reliefs depicting most of the tombs, the important deeds of the tomb's occupants adorn the spaces between the stone slabs that seal the graves. You see crystal braziers that hang all throughout the necropolis that, you know, at sunset would catch that fading light, painting nearby cliffs that a beautiful mosaic of colors. And at the base of this cliff rests a temple dedicated to the Matron of Death, but you know she is perceived differently here than how she is in the lands of Wildmount and Teldore and Asilra. Bereft of the moniker of the Raven Queen, here it's got associated with twilight, inevitability, and the passage of time. She presides over the transition between life and death, and most refer to her as the Dusk Maven, portraying her as a keen-eyed vulture with a golden funerary mask and feathers whose colors range from sunset hues to midnight black, a far cry from the usual white porcelain mask depiction that you have been accustomed to. How does what's Morgen processing and thinking as she goes and steps up to this place?
I think her first immediate thought is like a sense of awe and wonder, and a little bit of a I wonder what my brother would think if he saw this.
Yeah. far cry from the dull, muted tones of Shadowfell and the dreary humbleness of Bazazan.
I feel like too, just the intrinsic nature of the Shadowfell is just a lot darker in general than this whole place. So I feel like it just being as bright as it is here is just not perplexing, but it's new. It's a different take on it.
Yeah.
Um, it's not that she's experiencing culture shock, but it's culture shock.
Yeah. You make your way in, the doors open up before you, and you walk into the cool interior of like the temple built into the stone. You walk in and it's not like the stark, straight black and gray and like those muted tones you're used to, but yeah, there's still a bit that color and livery, those, that the keen vulture with the golden funerary mask and wisps of color and the iridescent sunset hues and the decorations. As you walk in, though, you are greeted by there is just a person standing there wearing the mask of what they portray as the Musk Raven, standing silent in that so it is like a technicolor iridescent cloak, but definitely like the black feathers, the darker tone underneath, still stands true. And they just silently regard you as you enter in. And then they raise a hand and becking for you to follow after.
I would silently follow, wouldn't care for introductions, just, go through the procedures, through the motion.
Yeah. You see they turn expectantly, follow you down the long path, and you see it's just a long, straight corridor. There's a few doors and open chambers that you pass with like simple, like different praying rooms, places of offerings, and, a place for people to leave their wants, the desires, praying when someone has died recently, a place to mourn the death that passes in transition. But also in your head, sometimes people pray to the Matron of Ravens on behalf of somebody else. You keep making your way through.
Yeah, I think I would like to find one of these, like little praying room or something, somewhere she can kind of sit in quiet and, make her divine connections where she can.
And as you see, they see that you being like, I think immediately are able to take stock, natural insight of, practitioner of the Raven, Musk Raven. As you like go to step off of one of those like side alcoves, they wave their hand for you to stop and keep following, and then they show you another door at the very end of the hallway that seems to slope and go down into the earth a little bit more.
Sure, she would follow and see where the path leads.
You enter in, the room opens up into an enormous cavern, a massive stairwell, like probably 10 or 15, 20 feet wide easily, and it slowly descends, levels out, descends, levels out in a circular pattern going down into the earth in a massive room. At the bottom of that room, you see a bubbling dark pit filled with blood.
Whoa.
The scene is dark, the red glow. You see the black feathers of the Raven Queen and the like more vulture depiction surrounded by candles, arcane sigil, and many pots and jars of offering of blood. And you make your way down the stairs and get to the base of where the pool is.
She kind of takes a look around and notes all of the features, and in a way, this kind of as perceptible, as grotesque as this might seem, this is a little more comforting to her. This is a little more closer to home, to what she's used to in the Shadowfell. This is very similar. This is what she
Yes.
expects of the Raven Queen.
So many cool graphics, maps, brochures, and coupons today. But yeah, no, I've truly been waiting for this map for so long because I'm like, yeah, this is blood. This is the Raven Queen. This is what happens. And I do feel like this is like a very familiar ritual. It sounds fucked up to anybody else besides a practitioner of the Raven Queen, but it wouldn't be your first dip in a bloodbath.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first one. It probably won't be the last. She will step on in.
Yeah, skip over the details, but disrobe you down to ready to meet the Raven Queen as you came into this world and down into the pool of blood, and it is thicker than one most would imagine. It smells of iron and metal in the room. Cool to the touch. Very viscous, but it has gradual steps down, but it is deeper and deeper than you would ever expect. And fully enough, you're fully submerged. And then you're going down further, and it's getting darker and darker from the red to you can't even, if you wanted to open your eyes, could not even see in the pitch black. And you're sitting there floating for what feels like a spaceless amount of time. And you feel the breath run out in your body. And your body starts to fight and struggle as it gasps for air. Do you stay down there or do you fight back to the surface?
Morgen will stay down.
You cough, you choke, you open your mouth, blood pours into your lungs, you taste it, and all around you is darkness. And when you open your eyes, you're in an infinite expanse of darkness all around you. And when you look up, you see her face, the porcelain mask, the one that you know and are familiar with in your heart. And you feel like at the edge, you are as close to her domain as you can get. And you just hear her voice reverberate through all of your body. How can I help you, child?
Mother, it is good to see you again. I have but one question that might help me on my path for now. You've asked me once before to collect the memories of a certain individual, and I am tracking them down, although I do not know where they are. Do you have any guidance in locating them?
Beyond my reach, yet so close. I could reach out and pluck him out if I could. Look to the sunken temple of the Archart. The voice reverberates and cries out. The ruins beneath the city. Kale Morrow, they call it. Down there lies the secrets hidden even from me. Can feel his pain. He just wants to sleep. Bring him home so he can rest.
Do not worry. I will work on this. And thank you. You've provided me the information I required.
And you just feel like almost a hand or a feather just brush across your face. And then you wake up in the middle of a chamber pit of blood, struggling to breathe as you thrash your way back up to the surface. Back over
Yeah.
to the donut shop.
Yes.
Change of tone. Whiplash. Back to Ludo. So, you walk into the back of the storeroom with Old Man Crook, this little old half-orc who's dropped all pretense, and says, so, you're working with, no, old man voice. He was more like this, and now he's more like this. Okay, yeah. Well, you're working with the Red Cloaks. Yes, you, Ludo.
Yes.
All right. Well, you looking for anything specific? I got all sorts of goods. Anything fenced. Low key illicit substances. Might be able to get a magic weapon here and there. Yeah, and I'll say you definitely see now shelf. There's definitely a few different shelves of what would be goods, but nothing super valuable that would be out in plain sight or arm's reach. But you definitely get a feeling this is a pretty shrewd business person.
So about that Buckeye special you were talking about.
Yeah, you're looking for black powder, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, black powder. So, yeah, I got a guy around here from the Ank'Harel district. Make things go boom. I might have a little bit of supply around here. How much you looking for?
I, to be honest, wouldn't even know how much to measure. What would a typical person buy if they were looking for this black powder?
And he kind of eyes you up and down. He's like, do you know what you're asking about?
I do, but I'm asking about it for a friend.
A friend. I mean, a few ounces. You can make a couple. Enough for a few bullets. If you need something more for a bigger boom. I don't know how much you're trying to burn through.
I think enough for a few bullets should suffice.
Alright, yeah. Let's say 50 gold pieces.
50 gold. Sounds about right. Throw in a couple extra pastries.
It's like, you can have the pastries for free. No one's gonna
And
eat
we'll
them.
call... His eyes light up.
Yeah. He says, yeah, if you're ever looking for, anything good, if you're trying to, unload anything, I know the right people are always looking for something.
Good to know.
Is there anything else you're looking for about yourself? You good on weapons and armor? Seemed like you've had a few scraps yourself.
I have. He kind of looks down at his armor. Do you have anything better than this?
Going to the Cerulean district anytime soon?
I didn't have plans.
Yeah, I got the perfect armor for you then. I can offer you a +1. It's a magical enchanted, but let's just say if a certain noble happens to see you wearing it, they might start asking questions.
And what types of questions might they ask?
Why are you wearing my dead husband's armor? How'd you get into our special crypt? Things like that.
this armor be recognizable to anyone outside of that district?
Probably 50-50. I mean, he's definitely trying to sell it. It's so yeah, definitely gonna say like it's a hot armor stolen from somewhere. Higher, higher society. If you're sitting in front of a bunch of nobles, might be recognizable. Like you have a feeling there might be like some sort of like sigil or something that would give it away. But you don't get the impression that like any he's not gonna sell you an armor that if you walk out the door, first hand of ward that sees you is gonna come up to you.
Gotcha.
I will say with that insight though, you realize like he is kind of in a pinch of not able to it's hard to sell hot armor in your own backyard. So that's probably why he mentioned it.
Well, how much are you trying to offload this armor for? Seems like you're trying to move it.
See, he looks you up and down. He says 500 gold.
It's a little steep at this point, and I just arrived here. I'm not sure if I will have to go into that district. So, why don't you let me think on it? What about weapons? What do you have in terms of weapons? I'm a big fan of my spear here, but an additional sidearm might not be bad to equip.
Nothing moving around too hot right now. Nothing super fun enchanted, but oh shit, it's a lot of gunshots that just happened again.
Uh-oh. Mox, start the fight.
Yeah, you all hear Moxon something out.
Dude, if we had a combat, that would have been amazing.
Oh, that would have worked. Yeah, he says nothing on the weapons right now, but if you're looking for anything specific, I could look around. You're just looking for like general enchantments. You're looking for special types of damage. You need any cursed blades?
Not in particular at this moment. What about any other magical trinkets or items?
He shows you. He has like I have this ring of the ram, they call it.
Ring of the Ram. Why do they call it that?
And you see inscribed on it, it's like a silver band or metal band, and then there's like a basically wrought out of the metal. It's like a ram's head shape on it, and it says you wear it. Sometimes in a pinch, you say a special word and a blast of force that helps push and knock some things around if you need it, or get someone out of your way.
What's the
that would be about 300
like
gold pieces.
Is that the best you can do?
For someone new to this town, yeah. Maybe do a few jobs for the right people. Maybe we can talk.
Alright, well, maybe I'll go look for those jobs, or if somebody would point me in the direction of those right jobs, then maybe I'll come back and consider purchasing some of these items.
And he's gonna look you up real fast, and then this check. He's gonna ask you, and he's just like, have you ever stolen anything before?
I'm not very stealthy, if you haven't noticed.
I noticed that I possibly might know people who could work some mithril armor, find a ways to have those walk away somewhere. Help you with the sneaking.
I'm interested.
Mm-hmm. And I would say I think it's
However-
yeah.
However, I'm not sure that Changebringer would approve of thievery.
Ah, you're one of those types.
I am.
Yeah, well, as they say, the change bringer brings change. Sometimes things need to change hands. Is there anything else particular interest? I think the most of the baked goods are pretty stale by now.
Did you not bake them this morning?
Nah. I still have supply. Why do I need more?
Wise words. Wise words.
And then he just gives you a little wink. It's
Although-
like, if you pretend, if it appears like you don't know what you're doing, people don't come and ask questions.
I gotcha. Well, I will still take some of those pastries.
Yeah, you can have them.
And thank you for the black powder.
All right. Yeah, and just say you got like a good few ounces of black powder. You're not really too sure of the quality or type or make, but feel like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, Ludo wouldn't know any better. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Ludo's the name, by the way. Nice to meet you, Mr.
Nah.
Crook.
Old man Crook. Reputation precedes me. No, Sonny. And he kind of shrivels back up to that form as you all come back out to the front of the shop, and he says, and that's how I make the special phyllo dough. You gotta put the butter in, and then you let it get cool, and then you stretch it out in long form, and you have to wait a long time so the butter doesn't melt. It has to be really, really, really thin. And that's how I make the dough.
Thanks, old man Crook. He waves as he carries his pastries and walks out the front door.
Hell yeah. Whoosh. Back out, and I believe you start making your way back.
Yep.
Mox heading
Actually,
back. Oh yeah.
Actually, when Ludo was looking through those brochures, he was interested in the guided district.
Yeah.
So at some point, he wants to take a trip out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can definitely make your way back down to the guided district. You start heading your way there, and there is a spot there called the Holy Well, basically. Get that pulled
Yeah,
up.
that's
Blessing
what
Well.
stood out to him in the bro.
Yeah, so easily enough, able to make your way there very easily. At the heart of the guided district, there's this concave stone courtyard known as the Blessing Well. It's a line of these alabaster tile spirals that are down to the center of the plaza, ending at the small well itself, where these deep blue bricks are speckled with silver and a representation of the night sky. And you see that there's no iconography or anything associated with any one particular deity. You see like all sorts of religious types. You see like a few vagabonds and houseless people throughout the streets. They are being tended to by the various temples. You see the Temple of the Mentor as you pass it before you head down into this well. As you're heading down into that bottom of that well, away from the bright lights bust of the city, it calms and the volume lowers. And you find yourself in like an absolute solace, serene moment where you have a moment to pray and think to yourself.
Alright, yeah, Ludo will take advantage of that moment for prayer. Yeah, I'm just kind of winging this because I did not write up a cool prayer like I have done previously. So, So yeah, he just says a prayer to Evandra, wishing for good luck, good fortune for he and his friends, and guidance in searching for Alexium.
As we are down there in that moment of silence, Ludo, can you join me in Mission 2 chat room?
Aw, hell.
Wait for Ray to get over here. Excellent. So you're alone here in the well where no one else can hear you. It's just you reaching out to Evandra.
There we go. It took a minute to connect.
Oh yeah, there you are. Yeah, you're in the moment where you say your prayer to Evandra. And you feel a voice reach back, her long flowing hair a voice like appearing in the starry constellations of the blue bricks of this well. And she reaches out and she calls to you and she says, Ludo, you must give him the chance. Free him from his prison. He has been blessed and cursed for too long. He must be shown the way, given the light, to make the choice for himself. If he wants to yearn to live, you must find him and free him.
That is my intention. How do I find him?
Beneath the city, in the sunken ruins. He is trapped beyond our reach. That's why we sent you here.
I will free him. But how? How do I free him once I reach him?
You must know. You must reach down into the truth, fight through his anger, his sorrow, his feelings. You must find a way to connect to him. Show him the path for his own redemption. If he is freed before then, there is no telling the calamity that will be unleashed. And I think with that, we go back to the other chat room. All right. It is, I'd say maybe a good hour or so later when you ascend from the steps of the Blessing Well. You feel renewed in your purpose, your eyes gleaming as you savor that divine moment. You are, for the rest of the day, going to walk around with a bless, an extra D4 on everything. And I think with that, as the team makes their way and scatters to and from all around the town of Ank'Harel, Morgen heading back from the necropolis, Ludo ascending from the Blessing Well, carrying black powder, as Mox comes to weigh his back with a handful of black powder. Before we do anything else, is there anything that Saeryn has been up to in the intervening time? I'll say it has been at least 4 hours.
4 hours. Just enough time for one spell to go in my book.
And you guys can spend the time as you all sit here and wait for any messages and what comes next. Next session, I want you all to tell me what you want this week of downtime going forward to look like.
Ooh,
What are y'all gonna be up to?
Downtime.
You guys can catch your fucking breath.
You know how much I'm not used to this in any D&D game? The idea of downtime is absolutely foreign.
You are caught in a moment, a lurch of time, if you will. And you have a moment to catch your bearings, get used to the city. There's so much to explore. So many things and activities and tasks you can find and get up to. Also, we can play out any small moments in between, any role plays that people want to have happen, any character interactions, shopping desires. So pretty much you let me know if there's any specific weapons, tools, upgrades you want to look for that you want to be having happen in this time. If you want to push forward any sort of different quests. We can also cover at the beginning or end of downtime any jobs that you all want to do around the city for money. If you want to go out for like any hunting tasks, there'll be a poster, a little bounty board that can be posted up, and then we can play those out as needed. If you want to hunt down rumors, meet people whatever y'all want to do. You got a week.
Stuff to think about.
And with that, let's do a full official sign-off on this episode, Call of the Netherdeep. If you made it this far, like and subscribe. Thank you.
Anybody want a stale baklava?
Yeah. Once again, Deven Rue. I am
Kind of.
so sorry, Deven Rue. I apologize so much. I will be your friend. And with that, I sign off.